Magical power.
I'm pretty sure I do cause it as well. Don't know.
As far as I can see, it's only 2 who has connected. So maybe when anyone connects.
Yes, I think that may be the case.
Potentially.
Flash! Ah! It's the savior of the universe!
Sorry, I just realized I reset all of my stream settings. And I was busy doing it before, but I clearly didn't finish it right. Okay. There we go. How is everyone?
Good.
Yeah, excellent. Rachel, Janus, how are ya?
Not too bad.
Yep, not
Put
too
too much
bad.
hot sauce on my food.
Hot sauce. Anders is obviously not joining us. He's got like a work thing, but he received his parcel yesterday. Unfortunately, the postal service roughly handled his box, and his miniature broke.
Oh no.
Even though I sent it in one of the glass containers, it didn't have a lid on it, so that's a bit disappointing.
Yeah,
makes me wonder what they did to the box, actually.
I really hope mine will have survived the post-nude treatment of playing basketball with packages.
Yeah, well, I just know that I have to put them into actual proper, like, little separate tight boxes, which I've got now. I've been having like little dessert pots from Aldi or Little Aldi, and they are the perfect size to put a miniature in with a lid on top. So the next round will be quite good. You see, they'll come pristine, because I'm going to eat the dessert and then rinse out the pot and wash it.
Nice.
Very good.
Oh, the goo pots.
The goo ones don't have the lids. They've just got the.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, they just got the silver pull ring.
Yeah.
Hold on. Has everybody updated? I've got one person running VTT 7.0. A number of you are running 0.74. Can you all just double check? I'm on 0.76.2.
Same. 0.2.
Yeah, 7.6.2 for me. Janus, are you in Firefox?
I am in Firefox.
You're in the old one.
Yeah,
you have to probably do it in Chrome.
I mean, you can stay in Firefox. It just means for the best experience, if you're all on the same, it's easier.
Right.
7.6.2 here.
I can join the other one. That's fine.
I mean, you don't have to.
Dun. I'm doing it. The music is probably going to stop.
We will see.
It's
I think it's everyone.
Yeah.
The music is still running. It just disconnects, and then I think when the song restarts, it reconnects. Something like that. Okay. Oh, holy smoke. Alright, guys. So, we are... we're going to be doing a 0-level Eberron campaign. And everyone has taken their characters, haven't they?
Yes.
Yes.
I presume the sheet is incompleted on purpose, right?
Correct. Yes. D&D
Okay.
Beyond doesn't have a level 0. You can't share characters on level 0. They have to choose a class. So, unfortunately, I've had to go ahead and make you guys A level. But just based on the stats of the characters, you can see that's maybe what they would have pursued. Who knows?
Sure.
So, have you guys had a chance to look at Eberron, or do you need a rough breakdown of
The only
Eberron
thing
itself?
The only thing I know about Eberron is a bit about the Warforged and a reasonable amount about Kalashtar, and I think for me that's it.
Okay.
I think I know everything Warforged related,
And nothing else.
but nothing else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know much either, so.
I'm just trying to find a quick map. I know I downloaded one, I just can't believe I don't have it to hand.
I think I've seen a YouTube video or two when the original thing came out about it, but not much chance.
That's a web file.
I know there is supposed to be no gods, with for some reason makes me want to play a cleric.
You and everyone else, I guess. Oh, well, this is an easier map. See what it is. Oh, it's a flipping web file. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Bear with me while I just quickly tinker.
Are we?
Let me just save this as image. Let me add an image. Okay. And then I'm going to pop this in the chat. In the Eberron chat. Right. Let's pause this. So, a very brief overview then. This is the continent of Eberron in 998, the year. It is broken up into a number of regions. Originally, it was conquered by a warlord, and he gave the parts of his family regions. His son Karnath, Thrain, Orndair, his daughter Bree, and Cyan Kane was the other son. Now, what happened most recently was an explosion, which the one son, Kaya, that was his name, there was some sort of an explosion that's been unexplained, and it was almost like nuclear fallout, which his continent, or his portion of the land, became the Morn Land, which is like this infested, almost never dying, bodies are walking around, the dead don't decompose inside there. So, 998 years ago, the kingdom was founded, the Five Kingdoms. Each of the siblings got a portion of it, and the part was named after them. Subsequently, the throne passed to the eldest and their children, until 100 years ago, when one of the current king in Kaya died, had no successors, and it was supposed to pass to the eldest, which was a daughter in Aundare. The rest of the brothers rose up against her. Thrain declared themselves a church state, deposed the queen in Thrain, and took the state for themselves. Karnath became war-orientated, basically. They all began a civil war, and Karnath turned to the religion of Bloodvol, which raises people from the dead, and they have undead armies to fight for them. Kaya were, I guess you could say, high-level artificers, and they created the Warforged. Breland, they originally started out doing the lightning rails and creating advances in technology, and were overtaken by the Warforged. And then they were overtaken by another house that created airships. And Aundare are the ones that are known for magic. So they own like all of the wizarding academies. The differences being here, cantrips and spells and everything are cast, instead of using components, each spell is cast with like a wand. So when you see sorcerers walking around, they've got like a belt. Instead of like a shotgun belt with bullets in them, they've got a belt of small wands. You know, so they're called wand slingers. And you'll often see them in battle using their Harry Potter style wands and swapping them in and out. And it's a free action to change a wand in and out. So battle raged for 100 years, and then there was a big massive explosion, and let's call it a nuclear fallout. And all of the other siblings didn't know what had happened, and eventually after 2 years of that happening, they reached a truce and signed an agreement. In the meantime, parts of the kingdom had already split apart. So Karnath lost the Talenta plains to the halflings. Valinar were mercenaries that Kaya had hired to help them fight Karnath, and they then turned on Kaya and took the country for themselves. Durgan underneath on the bottom are basically orcs and goblins who again were hired as mercenaries to fight for Kaya, and then turned on the people who hired them. Zalago came from Breland, and they were spies. They almost broke off as an offshoot. Drome you have on the side over there. They are races that come out of the Shadow Marshes, which are half-orc, ogre, minotaurs, tieflings. You know, all of these like other races which aren't like the original humanoids that we are used to in D&D. The Eldeen Reaches, there was a druid and running a grove, and they are very much druidic. When Aundare started pressing them for taxes and ignored a threat in the Eldeen Reaches, they rebelled and they declared themselves a state. So after the treaty was signed, they became their own state. The Kubara on the far right is the only remaining settlement where Kayan people are. But they don't want anything to do with the kingdom, and that is a jungle state which has got like really old relics and stuff. The Maror holds are dwarven. They haven't changed for centuries, and the Lazar principalities are a whole chain of islands which are run by, let's call them pirates. Yeah, but like the Bahamas and everything, it's sort of that culture where you've got pirate lords and kings who try and rule the place. And on the opposite side, the Demon Wastes, they're the oldest part of the continent. There's a mountain range that separates them, and this continent was once covered with demons, and they have since been banished, or at least they just dwell over there. The Shadow Marches as well is another area where it's just full of marsh, swamp, houses are on stilts. There's a few things that come out of there, but it's mainly governed by can I say your more darker races, like your drow, the lizard folk. You'll find minotaurs as well, you know, the ones that aren't in your basic rule set, those sorts of races. The most famous city where we will be playing these adventures is Sharn, which is in Breland, and that is in the southwest on the map over there.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the world itself is high magic technology fueled by magic. Magic is very common. First and second level spellcasters are around quite a lot, and they are up for hire. Anything that can be done using magic is. So, like having Mage Hand as a cantrip is a labourer's tool. Basically, you go into work in a warehouse. Yeah. Anything at 3rd to 5th level is considered rare, and any spellcasters that use spells at like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th level, those are almost epic, legendary kind of talent. You don't find them around a lot. But everything else is very much common. Loads of like common and uncommon magic items are found quite a lot. You can make them quite easily. There's a lot of artificers. A lot of the industries are governed by certain houses which aren't governed by kingdoms as well. So we'll have 2 of these houses involved over here also. That was a very brief rundown, really, I guess. Any questions?
Thanks for the recap.
Recap for you, sir. Okay, so the adventure that we are going to be doing this evening is based in 994. Okay, so this is going to be pre the treaty and pre the current state of where we are. So, where is it?
But it is post the calamity, post the disaster that created the Mornland.
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, this particular adventure takes place in Sharn in Breland. The year is 994. That is 4 years before the disaster. Before the mourning is what they call it. The month is Olaroon, which is the 2nd month of the year. The world of Corvair has got 12 moons that surround it, and each month is named after the moon when it comes closest. So this is the 2nd one. It is a late winter's night, and it is the eve of the 19th of Olaroon. For nearly 100 years, a nasty civil war has been raging between the kingdoms on the continent of Corvair. Money is tight, life is hard, and the war effort has led to people following paths that they otherwise wouldn't have considered, giving rise to privateers, people who profit from the war. Only the dragon-marked houses appear unaffected by the war, as these are neutral parties to governments, given the powers that they wield. You have each signed a short-term, easy money contract with Morgrave University in Sharn. The task is to assist Professor Moonsong with the recovery of certain arcane artifacts from the university's recovery site. The university has assured you that your efforts are appreciated and that the work, while short, is expected to prove lucrative. And thus you've been summoned to the Golden Horn, an upscale tavern near Morgrave University, where you've been mingling inside for most of the evening. Why don't we go around the table and you guys can introduce your characters to each other.
And we know each other?
You've been mingling around, so technically you've gotten to know each other. Yes. Who's gonna start? Go on, Ray.
No, I think I recall what the story of my character is supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
but I cannot see it in D&D Beyond.
Oh, no, it
That-
won't be. You need to work off the PDF I sent you. D&D Beyond is only for the maps.
Yeah, right.
So,
That was it.
so whip your PDF open and I guess you can tell them what you want.
Mm-hmm. So, as Stefan said before, the Sabbath Marches is the place where from all these evil kind of races, darker kind of races came, and this is where Granark is from.
What race is Granark?
He's an orc,
Mm.
a half orc to be precise.
Mm-hmm.
So, the interesting thing about Granark is that if he found the corpse of a soldier in Brilland, and it was a very common occurrence, but this one's had a card that clearly showed Granark's face. For some reason, despite the corpse being all scorched and all mangled, this card appeared intact. So yeah, this catch the attention of Granark, and he left everything to explore the origins of this card. And yeah, he spent some time dealing with human soldiers, but he got tired of being constantly disrespected, and eventually he joined forces with you all and left that life behind. And yeah, he's still searching for the origin of this card, with his face on it.
All right. Let's go to Janus.
Yes. I'm playing as Flash, a grumpy-looking goblin. But not just any kind of grumpy goblin. This is a, I suppose, God-fearing goblin that was surrendered to the search of Silver Flame as an infant, and has spent most of his life contemplating on how to solve all sorts of problems he has in a peaceful rather than violent manner. And to help with this, due to some perhaps divine intervention, he has started consulting his own teeth, which he carries around in a bag for advice. And the latest bit of advice he had gotten was to find a crew to work with for this task provided by the Morgrave University. There you go.
All right. Axel.
Yes. So, I'm playing the Warforged Silver Codex, but what you guys see in front of you is a kind of odd-looking human. He walks a little bit clumsy, kind of, for human, like stiffly. And it's a little bit of a odd person. Like when you're talking to him, it can feel a bit awkward. Sometimes not getting the words out, and so on. But yeah.
Okay. Rachel.
So my character would have introduced herself as Jin. Whether or not that's her real name is entirely another thing. And she's quite confident seeming, although it doesn't seem like she's always telling everybody everything some of the time, and seems to not entirely give off the impression that she doesn't entirely trust people. Trying to think what else to actually say about her. She seems to have an aura about her that kind of suggests that she's looking over her shoulder, I guess, for someone who may be after her, or something to that effect. Which never says who it is.
Right. If we run over to next week on this one, then Anders will be playing Dorius Till. He's a little gnome tinkerer or an artificer wannabe, covered in soot from head to toe, tinkering with loads of artifacts as often as he can, most of them blowing up in his face. He was recently in the employ of one of the dragon-marked houses when he decided to find his fortunes elsewhere. And he plays nervously with little clockwork toys that he's made as he's standing around walking through the inn talking to various parties. So, you're standing around in the inn as you're busy mingling with each other, mingling with a couple of the other people inside. The inn is quite full. There are 12 or 13 other suspicious-looking characters in there, from half-orcs to half-elves to humans walking around. One or two goblins are even in the employ over here. And they all appear to have signed the same agreement that you have. Many of them are lounging over the bar, drinking, swapping stories, almost trying to prove their worth to each other, boasting about certain money-making campaigns that they've been on or deadly battles that they've been in. You definitely get a feeling that these guys are professional privateers, making their fortunes off of other people's miseries during wartime. Right, you're sitting on a table, just paying attention to a little bit of the conversation, when sometime towards midnight, the doors to the inn open, and a gentleman with long grey hair walks in. He's wearing flowing robes down to the ground. Surprisingly, one or two little arcane symbols dot over his gown, and you recognize the pose and posture instantly as what should be a professor of a university. Surrounded on either flank are 2 halflings and 2 orcs that follow him inside. As the patrons in the inn take a look around, they notice him coming in and everyone quiets down. He looks around, nods his head, and raises his hands. "Ah! Gentlemen and ladies! Welcome, welcome! Right, I would like you all to finish up your drinks, for we leave first thing in the morning on the Cloud Sliver. Come dawn, y'all be out. Don't you worry, your tabs are all paid for in the service of the Cloud Sliver and myself. I am, of course, the professor. The rooms upstairs are paid for the night as well. Barkeep, one more round for everybody. Now be on your best behaviour, lads. We don't want to be paying for any broken furniture. And we'll see you all in the morning. Good night!" And with that, he turns around with his entourage. The rest of the dozen or so people inside give a cheer, rush to the bar to get their last orders, as they all prepare to go to bed and wake up for high adventure the very next morning. What are you all doing?
Ranok, hearing that all is paid for, will ask for another round of ale.
Alright, you go up for another round.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else?
Silver takes the jug he holds in his hand, all still full, pours it out, and then goes up behind his back, and then goes up to the bar for a refill.
Cool. Jin?
She'd probably just lean back in her chair and watch everybody get their drinks. She
Okay.
doesn't feel like having another one.
I need to remember everyone's name. Granark, you've already gone to the bar, and Codex?
My token is currently not in the map.
What? That can't be true. Let me put you on.
There is a generic orc in the map.
I can't. You were hiding underneath him, that's why.
There I am.
Yeah, you're at the front of the bar.
Appropriate.
Who has a passive perception 12 or higher?
I have 12.
Nope.
No, mine's 11.
Same here.
Okay. In which case, Ray, your character, as you're moving to the bar, the professor, as he's walking around, you hear him turn to one of his halfling assistants, and you can hear him say the words, "The Burmars have pulled a lot of strings and paid a lot of coin for this. Let's hope none of these people, these criminals, mess it up." And he walks out of the door.
Alright.
Roll a history check for me.
Yeah, that's going to be funny. -1. Yeah, appropriate.
Okay. The Boromar clan rings no bells to you at all.
Yes.
So, moving up to the bar, you get yourself another pint, and everyone starts having a good time with the last round of drinks. Is there anything else you guys want to do?
Do any of you know this man?
Which man?
The one who talked, dummy.
Oh, no, not really. Why?
He seemed pretty concerned about the success of this campaign.
I know it called us criminals.
Well, he's not wrong with that. And I grab a bottle of ale from the person sitting right next to me, who is not from my group.
Okay. Oi! That's my ale! What do you think you're doing?
And I just
He was
drink it. I drink it. Give it to her back. You didn't hear the man. It's all paid up, my friend.
Oh, why? I ought to kick you in the balls, you damn rotten scoundrel! And he puffs his chest out and sizes up to you. Hey, you want some then?
Well, good luck finding them. I just hit it back in the face.
All right, roll a d20. Are you? Did you say you headbutt him in the face?
Yes.
All right. And as you pull your head back and shoot your head forward to nut him in the face, he just tilts his head to the side, and you breeze past him. And actually, I'm going to roll to everyone. And he tries to nut you back, but clearly he's been having too much to drink as well. It also just sort of misses you as well, and he's like,
I grab him by the shoulders and start laughing with him. We are pretty passed out, aren't we?
You're an ugly bastard, but I love you too. And he gives you a barkeep another drink. And the little boy behind the bar is like, but I've been told it's closing up time.
Ponty, is that you? Anyways.
So give us an effing drink, damn it! Slams his hand on the counter, and the poor little chap jumps up and he's like, okay! Turns around and grabs 2 pints and pours them out for you guys, and as he finishes pouring, he leaves the bar completely, as all of the taps and everything are turned off and the staff disappear.
Mm-hmm. Silver, what was it that you drink? Oil?
Earl!
Silver, did you turn off again?
Sorry, nothing for me.
Well, okay.
And then I just hold out the pitcher that I refilled to him, offer it to him.
Cool.
You know me, and I pick it and I drink it.
In one go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome. Right. As you guys are busy finishing off your drinks, you notice that a couple of the patrons, they've finished everything, they've looked around, they can't see any more booze, so they head up to stairs at the back of the inn and start making their way for technically an early night.
Should we go then?
Going to get any sleep down here.
You underestimate me.
I don't think I do, unfortunately.
Yeah. I grab what's left of my drink and start heading to the bedrooms.
Okay. Everyone else going up?
Yeah.
All of us go up.
Okay. You all head up to the bedrooms for what proves to be a slightly restful night. 4 a.m. in the morning. You're all woken up by knocks on the door. You've had 4.5 hours sleep or so. Get up, you scurvy animals! The doors open as well, and then everyone seems to be grabbing their kit, piling out. And as you make your way down into the inn, you can see the 2 orcs that had entered with the professor are busy ushering everyone out. Come on! The Cloud Sliver needs crates hauled. Come on, you workers. Let's go. And he leads everyone off to the docks, which is about a 3-minute walk actually from the pub that you're staying in. And as you get there, you notice that there are 1 or 2 arcane labourers using Mage Hand to move some crates. You're greeted at the docks by an airship. The deck of the ship is being loaded with crates, closed crates, with either magical means or through ropes and pulleys. And on the side of the ship you can see a small plaque which says Cloud Sliver on the side of it. The ship itself looks like it is 3-tiered. As you take a look, the orc is like, well, come on then! Help load some crates, would ya? I take it you all jump to it?
Reluctantly, yeah.
Silver just rolls his sleeves up and starts working.
Okay. You roll up your sleeves and you get to helping. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Who is not going to do anything?
Flash will try to, but don't know how far he'll get with it.
As a little as a little
Goblin
person
with -1 strength. He'll probably be pushing a massive crate, like triple the size of him, you know, not actually moving an inch.
Flash and Granark pick a box at the same time, and they lift it, and Flash is hanging from it
Yes,
as they pass it around.
exactly.
Alright, so you get to helping stick some crates onto the ship. As you do, you notice that the ship itself is not attached to anything on the docks except by a string. Just a big thick rope, which means that it is slightly swaying as you are moving things over the gangplank onto the boat or the airship itself. The ship seems like it's sleek and, dare I say, small. It is about 65 foot long and 30 foot wide. Let's load the airship map for you so you can have a look and see. It's double masted with a ring of fire over the helm, which is presumably where the pilot sits or stands to commandeer the ship. And indeed, as you cast your eyes while you're loading stuff onto the ship itself, you take a look up and there stands a half-elf at the helm. Eyes closed, one hand at 12 o'clock, the other hand at 9 o'clock. As he's holding the ship steady, you can almost see like the waves of energy thrumming off him. The ring of fire is maybe 10 feet above him as it's encapsulating the ship, and it lets off this like hissing, humming sound of the fire as it sort of blazes out into the open sky, lighting up the area around it. After about an hour or so, the ship is ready, and the professor steps out from one of the doors on the, I'm going to say on the north part of the map on the ship. Surveys around him, nods. One of the other orcs with him looks around. Alright, everybody, onto the ship! Let's go, let's go! Turns around to the docks. Cast off! I take it you all step onto the ship?
Yeah.
Yes. Also, while the elf was doing this display of magic, Garnock cowardly hides behind him.
Okay. I've got some. Yeah, let's hope.
I don't like it. I don't like that. I really don't like that.
Really?
What? You know I'm bad with magic.
It's not going to hurt you. Not yet, anyway.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm not gonna sleep tonight.
I'm sure you will. One way or another.
I hide behind the silver codex. You're also scary, Jim. When you want.
Don't know what you're
follow
talking
you.
about.
How'd you get by? day to day. Magic's like everywhere.
I'm not scared by fire. Just the person creating fire from their hands. I don't know, how do you not find that scary?
As I said, it's everywhere. See it every day.
Yeah, well, now you know how bad I get with looking at those things every day.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Surprised
you say
it's
so.
not still hiding under a rock.
And Granark enters the ship, grabbing the jacket of Silver Codex.
I see.
And how tall are you? I think you're like a head taller than me.
I'm colossal. I don't know. But yeah,
Not what I was expecting after yesterday's display.
Cause
that was a bar fight. It's different.
As you make your way onto the airship, you notice that a couple of the other passengers as well are hesitant stepping over the gangplank, looking down into nothingness below them. There's at least 3 or 4 of them that appear to be scared of heights themselves. You guys step onto the ship as you are milling around the Orc. Right, while we're busy ascending into the clouds, I'm gonna show you your sleeping quarters. Come on. And he leads you, a whole lot of you, through the very first door on the side of the ship. Right. This here is the rest room, watch room. If we get attacked, there's a couple of weapons over there. He leads you into the next room.
How likely is it that we'll be attacked?
Well, you know, sky pirates and all. But, yeah, not likely. You know.
Oh.
He looks he looks at your companion, the Orc, and he's like, you look like a big sturdy lad.
Yes.
As you move through the ship, while it is still morning and you move into the darkness of the ship, you notice that the sconces are lit with glowing orbs. Obviously they're fueled by magic. There's no flame inside them. The orbs themselves just glow bright, illuminating the area. And as he gets to the very first door, he just double taps one of them, tap tap, and it dims a little bit more. And he moves through. Right. This is a captain on the right. He doesn't want to be disturbed. And you scurvy bums, you're down here. And he opens a trapdoor and he leads you down a stairwell. And he takes you down the staircase down to the next level on the ship. And again, you come into a long room. There is an open door on the one side. And as you peek in, you notice, oh, it's actually a kitchen. Inside, there's cutlery, there's baskets of food, barrels of water, mugs and cups and ales and stuff. This door over here, this is for the crew, the first mate, the bosun. Yeah, we don't want to be disturbed, we work in shifts. Keep it quiet, you scurvy landlubbers. Are you over here? And he leads you to the prow of the ship. And as he does, he opens the door in front of him, and you can see that the room is filled with hammocks which stretch from mast to wall to the side of the ship itself. It's quite dim and dark in here, and there must be 20 or 30 hammocks which are currently lying attached, spread throughout this little area. Right, this is the cargo hold. We don't want you in there either. So, you know, this is where you sleep. When you're awake, you're on deck, helping with the rigging. Everyone's got a job to do. We need to make sure that the ship is speedy and flying. Any questions?
All clear, sir.
Why the tour if we're not allowed to go anywhere?
Who said that? Who said
You
that?
did.
Hey! And he looks out. There's about, with you guys, there's at least 16 of you crammed into this, corridor staring into the room with the hammocks. Given the height that
Stand
you
behind
are...
the big work.
Given the height that you are, you're about waist height for him. And he's looking up above shoulders. "Well, this isn't a bloody tour, you haven't paid me, you know. Alright, you mangy scrubs, you either have a nap now and then get to work, or get to work and have a nap after the lunchtime shift. Up to you. Alright, get to it." And with that, the orc turns around and fucking noobs. Questioning my bloody tour guide ethics and all. God, why is the captain put up with these bloody people? I tell you what. Hey, can't find the help these days. Tell you what. And stomp, stomp, stomp as he goes up the ladder and disappears out of view. And as you look around, hold on, because I need to remember what your character's name is.
I say, reminds me of my father.
And Flash, as you're watching him depart, you notice that there's about 7 or 8 guys looking at you with just this look of disgust on their face, and they're shaking their heads. Unbelievable. Goblins. Alright. Come on, Jim. Let's get a little bit of shut-eye. And the human and Jim and his mate turn around, they walk, and they grab 2 hammocks in the prow, and they slowly start to get themselves acquainted with sleep. What are you all going to do?
Just a simple question.
Don't worry, they're all quite touchy.
Do hope we don't see any pirates, though.
Pardon?
Do hope we don't see any skybirds.
Well, you are in the sky and you are on a ship. I'd say the chances are quite likely.
If they come, we will make sure that they regret it.
That's one way of putting it. Maybe they'll toss you overboard. And the other one.
I need everyone to roll a dexterity check for me, please.
Oh boy.
You're gonna do it.
She's over there. Okay. Right, Flash. You got an 11. Silver gets an 18. Oh, Cheryl.
Of course.
A 5.
1 second. There you go.
And an 8 for Granark. Okay. So, as you're busy contemplating your new situation, all of a sudden, you feel a lurch underneath you as the airship sort of wobbles and shakes, and both Granark and Cheryl, they whoa, misstep, and then both of them fall flat on their bums. Poof. Oh, that's interesting, Flash. Now they're all the same height as you.
Whoa! What was that?
And then all of a sudden, your stomachs sort of fall down and jump into your throats as you realize the airship has just disembarked from the docks and started to rise into the sky.
Are we being attacked already?
I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this.
And then he realizes,
Yes.
oh wait.
No, you should go make yourself useful.
Can somebody explain me what is happening? I'm stupid.
I believe we just took off.
No, we're being...
look at Cheryl very confused. Then pick up my bag of teeth and look at them.
What is she talking about?
Is it me or is he talking to a bag?
Charlie, what did you do to him? He's doing the teeth thing again.
I think he might be contemplating with them.
Is that a problem? Ah, you lot.
He's gonna go behind the corner and, I don't know, ramble on about something to his bag of teeth.
You guys are still standing by the ladder in the middle of the corridor, by the way.
Perfect. I suppose we should make ourselves useful.
Let's put some sweat on our brows.
Do you sweat?
Of course, I say, and wink very like wink in a way that's not suspicious at all.
Very blatantly.
Like with both eyes.
It makes a metallic sound.
Clank.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if they need help in the kitchen. Bye.
Alright, so Granark, you head off to the kitchen and you're gonna start seeing if you can help out over there.
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl?
So she's gonna say, "Wait for me," and run after him.
Alrighty. What about Flash?
What to do?
He thinks to himself, what would be a good job for a goblin on an airship? I don't know, he's gonna go on the deck and see what needs doing, I suppose.
Okay. And Codex?
He wants to know every part of this ship before he feels settled.
Mm-hmm.
So he will start with the door just behind him.
Which one
If it's a door here.
Ah. Okay. Right, so Flash, you're heading up onto the deck.
Yes.
The Granark and Sharl, you're going into the kitchen, and as you head toward, all of you head towards that ladder area, then Codex, you stop at the door. Over to you, Codex.
He will just put out his hand and see if the door is unlocked.
So it's got a knob that you'd need to turn, and then it opens towards you, so you'd have to pull it to open it inwards.
And he'll do that.
Okay. You put your hand on the knob and you turn, and as you open the door, it sort of goes creaks open, and inside it reveals a bed chamber, and currently in the bed are two bodies. There is one of the orcs and a halfling on another bed. They look like they're just sleeping. The room is quite dark. The orb at the end of the room is only slightly glowing, just so you can make out the two figures lying in the bed. The other two beds appear to be neatly folded and made.
Unless they reacted, you will just close the door again.
Okay. They haven't. They're clearly still sleeping. So you close the door again, no problem.
Probably slamming it a little too loud.
Oh, okay. Roll a stealth check with disadvantage for me. Let's see how loudly you do.
How do you add disadvantage?
If you're in D&D Beyond, you should just be able to right-click and you go disadvantage.
Okay, so there is 2d
Or you just roll 2d20.
2DKKL1 is the code. See if that worked. Nope.
No.
I will just roll 2 of them. And we take the lowest. There's no mod on it.
Okay.
Oh, holy shit.
Oh, wow. 2 bloody 19s. Shit. Good roll.
I thought you rolled 38 for a second.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So, yeah, as you see it, in surprise, you slam the door closed, and just at the last minute, something clicks and like, oh wait, they're asleep. Okay, maybe I'll just pull back a little bit, and the door closes with a soft click. What next?
I don't think he saw that door just yet, so he will just walk up.
Yeah, you guys have all looked inside. I assume you've peeked your heads in, and you've been told about it already.
Maybe he will go for this door.
Okay. Are you trying to be stompy loud again, or what?
No, he's just walking his normal... He's not trying to be stealthy.
Okay. So you walk into the room. As you're moving through, 1 or 2 people inside the hammocks are like, keep the noise down! I'm trying to bloody sleep here!
Okay.
You say out loud, and you make your way to the door. The door appears to be locked.
I just knock on it.
Alright, you knock, and there is no answer on it. Hey! They told us not to look inside there. What are you doing?
What's in there?
We don't know, mate. We don't know. We're told not to look. It's a cargo.
Okay. Then he just walks on.
Alright. The 2 of you get into the kitchen, and you look around, and there is just one small halfling that is busy preparing some food, portioning up, peeling potatoes, and what have you. He looks up as he sees the 2 of you walking in. Oh, hello.
Oh, hi. The guy that looked like me but uglier told us that we need to make ourselves useful. I was wondering if, I don't know, there's some food that needs to be eaten or such.
I think you mean prepared, not eaten.
Yeah, prepare the food. That's what I meant, yeah.
What? Look at you with your big half-orc hands. Hey, you don't even have a mark of hospitality on you. How do you even know how to prepare food? No, don't need your help. Tell you what, go get some shut-eye, and when you wake up, lunch will be ready.
Sure, what's a sucker?
Or put their muscles to work and go upstairs and lift some bloody crates.
Sure, he runs out.
Oh. Cheryl?
I suppose you're going to say no to me as well.
The halfling looks you up and down. You don't look like you've worked an honest day's work in your life, missy.
I'm here, aren't I?
Wow. For the contract, yes.
Honest day's work.
Alright, take a seat. Here you go. She pops down a little knife in front of you, pulls a sack of potatoes next to you. Peel all of those.
She gets to
That's for dinner.
She gets to work.
Alright. As you get to work for the rest of the day peeling potatoes. Flash! You scamper up the ladder, and as you do, you get into the little hatched area above you.
Yes, I look around. Does anyone need help?
The room that you are in is currently empty.
Ah, alright.
You could go out on deck if you wanted.
Yes, I will do that.
Alright, so you venture out onto the deck. It's quite a large deck for an airship that, in your experience, I mean, you've never been on one, so it's massive. The two masts are suspended by some ropes, and there's a couple of shipmates that are busy tying ropes around, trying to keep it taut to catch the wind. As you're looking around, roll a perception check for me, please.
Mhm.
Everything on the ship looks like it's taking care of itself. I mean, people are running around and busy, you kind of get the feeling that you'd probably just get in the way.
I suppose I'll go take a nap.
And he bumps on back downstairs
All right.
towards his room.
As you return, you notice Granark come charging up the ladder, his face twisted in a bit of a scowl. He looks pretty upset.
Ah, don't bother, they've got everything taken care of up there.
Yeah. And I throw away some crates. Now that it's work to do, come on.
What? Okay.
I follow it.
All right.
I start helping the mess I created.
So you're gonna move out onto deck, and you're gonna start just moving crates around.
Yeah, I throw some of them to the ground, probably making a lot of noise, and now I'm trying to fix it.
Two things. Roll a perception check for me.
Sure.
There are no crates on.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
19.
And then the second one, athletics or acrobatics, whichever one is better.
For me or for Flash? Yeah. There you go. 23.
Okay. So, and now Flash, you're following him, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. So, as you are doing so, Flash, roll perception or investigation, whichever one's highest for me, please. You're looking at the
Okay.
half-orc, and he's picking up crates and he's dropping them on the ground, and he's moving boxes around and almost rearranging things with no purpose at all. And as he does, you hear the crates almost like thonk, 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 instead of the usual boom, thump. Granark, as you're moving these crates around, you grab one to pick them up, expecting it to be weighing at least, 20, 30 kilos. And as you pick it up, it's almost as light as a feather. You move it down, you put it down. Without breaking it, you drop it in the right way, and you pick the next one up, and again, the crate is empty.
Wait!
The crate's empty. Every single crate that you've picked up is sealed, semi-sealed, but they're all empty.
Do they look like they've been purposefully sealed then?
So they're not 100% nailed shut, but they're definitely closed. They're tightly closed, If you wanted to open them, you just have to slip a crowbar in and pop the lid.
Go up to the closest patron on the ship, I guess, and ask.
Do you know what those crates are for? They're totally empty.
He's busy tying rigging and getting the rope sorted out and making sure they're taut, and he looks down at you, he's like, yeah, they're for storage. What you lot doing anyway? The bloody sails need to be kept taut, If you want a safe pair of hands or something.
All right.
Come on,
I
grab a bloody
can help
rope
with
and
that.
pull. Oi,
I grab one and
help your friend out here, half-orc. Hey, come on. Put some of that muscle to work.
Sure!
What are you moving boxes around like that for? Hey, I've already checked them, picked them up and all.
Hey,
What were you guys doing?
he's not the brightest of the bunch.
I whisper to him.
Oh, that's more brawn than brains, eh? Yeah. Excellent.
More like all bronze, no brains.
Oh, yeah. Just like old Tom downstairs.
I don't believe we met.
Oh yeah, Tom said some guy tried to nut him at the bar last night. Quite a funny story, actually. He said the orc was like into him. Missed him on purpose, like, you know, when he tried to nut him, expected him to get an offer to come to his room.
You know what? I think you're talking to this guy right here.
And he looks over
Quietly,
at Granark. Looks over at Granark. He's like, no. Tom said he was quite handsome looking. This guy looks like you know, cut from coal or something.
Interesting. I go to try and handle the ropes.
Roll an athletics check for me.
God damn. Can I twist this into an acrobat?
Okay, go on. Go for an acrobatics as well, then. Whichever one.
Yeah.
As you pull on the rope, the wind sort of catches the sails and and as you almost get pulled off your feet, you manage to hold on tightly enough so you don't get swept across the deck and look like a fool. Keeping your feet and your footing, and oh, that's a big one. Tell you what, these elementals, they're a cheeky bunch. Yeah.
Elementals?
Oh yeah, don't you know?
No.
How do you
I've
think?
never been on one of these.
How do you think these things stay alive? That burning ring, there's a creature.
I look closely. Does it look like a creature?
From what you know, airships, you've heard rumours, even though you've never been on one. There are captured elementals that are put to work. And as you do, you cast your eyes over, and you can see that there is an half-elf at the helm of the vessel at the top deck. And you instantly then recognise the tattoos glowing on his body, snaking down his arms all the way around like little lightning bolts. And you seem to remember that there is a dragon-marked house that the blood of the house can control elementals for travel purposes. And as you look at him, you notice his eyes are closed, he's deep in concentration. He's fighting control with the elemental to make sure that it blows hot air into the sails and keeps the ship afloat.
Oh, I see.
Gets a bit more serious and sort of shifts away.
Last thing you want is for that elemental to break out of that control, eh?
I can imagine.
You'd be crispy fried goblin all the way down to the ground. Lost my brother that way. Yeah. He wasn't so funny when we had to bury him. There was only a couple of ashes left. At least
Perhaps
that's what
you
they told us was left.
enslave creatures for flight.
What? It's an elemental. Hey? What's it gonna do? Complain? It don't got no mouth.
You did with your brother.
Oh no, this wasn't this one. This was a bigger one. Yeah, it was like a battle cruiser. Yeah, my brother, man. This Civil War, I tell you, burnt down in the British Army. That crash was like big. Yeah. Oh well, I got 4 more, so you know, it's okay.
Wow. Family comes around, I see.
Well, yeah, you know.
I'll just those guys over there, they look like they.
I quickly run to the other side. Help out over there.
And he doesn't look like he's intelligent enough to actually mope about you leaving him. He just grabs the ropes and starts yanking, pleased in his work, you know. As you pull over to the other side, and it's quite different on the other side. You know, the guys are pulling on the ropes, flexing their muscles, showing off their testosterone and their tattoos and stuff. Like, "Rah! Got this one last, yeah.
Try and quietly pull along, you know.
Granark, what are you up to?
I'm making friends with this low intelligence guy. I like him.
When you say low, do you mean same as you?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, so you guys start talking about beer and tattoos and creatures in the night. Right. So we've got everyone else on deck. We've got Shaya peeling potatoes. Codex, what are you up to?
He will continue exploring. So he would go up to the deck,
Mm-hmm.
up the stairs, and find an additional door he has never seen before, or seen behind.
Okay, so there is only one other door that you haven't been into, and that's at the top of the on the second level.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you climb the ladder, you get up to the top and you turn around, and there's a closed door greeting you.
I would say Silver is probably intelligent enough to give it a guess. Would he know who is behind there without looking?
Yeah, you would, because it was told to you as you came in through the door.
Okay. Then I missed it, sorry.
Yeah.
Then he wouldn't be stupid enough to just barge in there.
Uh-huh. So what would he be stupid enough to do?
Walk out and
You know that this is the captain's quarters.
yeah. I realized as a player.
Yeah.
He would go out and try to help with the rigging.
Okay. As you walk out, you notice, Granark is busy flexing his muscles and showing his tattoos off to a couple of guys while they've each got a rope that's being pulled. You have a look at one chap talking to Flash, and then Flash's face almost like drops as he looks up at the fiery ring, and then just scampers away. And the guy's almost pleased. He's entertained this little goblin person, and off they go. There's a couple of people. The deck looks like it is heaving with hands of help as well. Crates and boxes are almost neatly stacked on the far side. The rigging is taut. Quite a few things seem to be already in order.
I think he will just stand here kind of impassively watching until something happens where he thinks he's needed.
Okay.
Kind of go into standby mode, so
Yes.
to speak.
Alright, so you guys are busy running around, helping out, watching. When a couple of hours later you hear a small bell ringing, and it's at this point where you hear a familiar voice from below. Cheryl calls up and she's like, "Lunch! Ding, 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 ding!" Cheryl, you've finished peeling your potatoes and watched them cook and boil. Did you want to do anything in the meantime before lunch?
I don't think she. Well, she might I guess, wash her hands and everything and go up on deck and just for a bit to see what's going on.
Okay.
To watch the others slave away.
Mayhem is what's going on.
Alright, there's not a heck of a lot that's taking place. What you do notice as you pull away from Sharn, and as you're now on the top of the deck and looking out, from the airship, you are maybe 20 kilometers above ground, and you can see far out ahead, 200 kilometers out towards you. The airship itself is slowly cruising. In the distance, there are hills. There's mountains. You can spot a couple of villages in the distance as well. If you look to your right, you can see the coastline far in the distance as well. And it's comfortable, breezy. You could imagine if you were to go any higher and if it was the middle of winter, you'd probably need to be wearing thick coats because the air is quite crisp. However, the season is late winter, so it's slowly starting to warm. And then lunch gets called. As you all leave your posts, The men who are dozing in the hammocks, they wake up, they come out to eat, grab some potatoes and some vegetable broth, tuck in, and then they head out to relieve you on deck of your duties. Where'd you guys go?
Granark throws whatever he's holding and runs to the kitchen.
Okay. You bolt off to the kitchen.
I had to secure whatever ropes I had and saunter on over as well.
Alright. Cool. Anyone else?
Silver will join his friends.
Yes, same.
Okay. So all of you go down, you grab some food, and are you going to take it upstairs into like the small sitting room area, the watch room, where you're going to eat?
Oh, so we don't eat in the kitchen.
You could eat in the kitchen if you wanted.
Yeah, easier to replenish.
Alright. So you're going to take your seats around the kitchen table there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Right, your meal passes. It is early afternoon. A couple of the other crew members, they come in, they grab their bowls. One or two of them sit down, wolf down their food, and then you see them head back up the ladder as a change of shift. The others head straight into where the hammocks are, and they decide to have a kip. Not very many of them are that chatty at the moment, probably suffering from last night's alcohol.
Mm-hmm. So, did any of you discover what are we supposed to do when we arrive?
No idea.
Whatever they require of us, I guess.
Oh well. I'm gonna just takes a little bit more of food and carries with him to the bedrooms.
To the hammocks.
The hammock room, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and everyone else?
I think he's got the idea there. Quite tired after all that pulling and jumping and the conversations you hear.
Okay.
He's gonna stand up and also...
Follow Codex.
Yeah.
Alright, so the two of you get up from the table. And as you do, and you turn around to head towards the doorway, walking in through the doorway, you recognize the professor. He almost looks to be focused. He's got a scowl on his face, and he's almost marching towards the food. He's no longer dressed in like university robes. He is now wearing a leather jerkin. He's wearing a big foppish hat with a feather sticking out of it, and he's wearing tight leather trousers and boots, riding boots, which are almost knee-high, and you notice on his arm he's got braces on either arm, and each bracer itself looks like it has multiple small wands attached into it, and there is almost a mechanical rail mechanism running around the bracer. It almost looks as if he only would need to squeeze a button in his hand for a wand to fly into his hand, and then he can bend the wrist back and replace it into the slot it came from. It looks like a quick click action, almost like a 6-shooter with a barrel that you'd spin. And he notices you and he's like, "Oh, well, excuse me, lads. Yeah. Best you get your grub in, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be needed on deck shortly.
Uh,
Right.
okay.
But I
Polly!
thought we were supposed to sleep.
Yeah, you had your chance. Polly! And the little halfling hands him a bowl and he turns around and he's like, well, come on! Moves towards the ladder in the door and he knocks on the other crew door, and as he does, you hear rustling as if the people in the other side room start getting up. He steps inside and closes the door behind him.
Mhm.
I don't think I will be able to sleep with the mage in the next room.
He wants to sleep in here.
Are we okay to do so? Yeah, I enter.
You're entering which room?
The one with the beds.
Okay, as you open the door, you notice that there are 3 other people inside here with the captain, and they're all pulling on armor, tying swords to their belts, and they look up. Get on the bloody deck, you lot! Come on! One of them steps forward and starts, shoot, up the ladder, off you go, come on!
Silver, I don't think that was. Forget it, and I go up to the deck.
Alright, and they usher the rest of you all up onto the top of up the ladder onto the top of the deck, with the professor coming up last. And as he does, you can hear the commotion from below where the hammocks are. People are like, oh, I've only just got to sleep. Oh, what's going on now? You come out, up onto the deck. Everyone, man your stations! And as he says that, all of a sudden, the airship begins to lurch again. You've felt this before, and you realize that the sudden rise, the ship shoots upwards very quickly, about 20 feet within a second. I need everyone to roll athletics or acrobatics, please, to remain on your feet.
Nope.
The sudden movement, Granark, takes you by surprise as you drop and fall onto your bottom. Your stomach bounces into your throat and falls back down. Flash and Cheryl, you manage to keep your feet, no problem at all, as the airship appears to start rapidly ascending higher up towards the clouds. And looking around, Codex manages to keep his feet as well. We're only missing no one. That's it. Okay. And as you look around, you notice that the captain and his close crew are all wearing coats, thick fur coats. And as you do so, you see you're coming closer and closer to the cloud cover, and the professor bellows out, "Impact! Get ahead, you scurvy animals!" And as you look to where he's pointing, you notice another ship slowly emerging from behind the cloud cover. This one has got 4 masts, side masts. It's much bigger. The ring around the ship is almost an electric lightning blue that is propelling the ship forwards. And as you do, the cloud sliver that you're on, you hear a rumble from beneath. As all of a sudden, when you feel it, you look over deck, over the side, and you notice cannons protruding from the bottom of the ship that you're in. Ready! Fire! And as the professor says that, the guns on the side of the ship aiming at this other airborne vessel about 100 feet above you. The ship banks, so the cannons aim at its hull, and they start firing out, impacting on the side. And almost as soon as the impact hits, what looks like a splatter of magic takes place as the other ship rocks in the air and vibrates this invisible force field around it, as the shield, the spell around the ship, sort of takes the majority of the impact, but the shield itself doesn't hold for too long, because the third volley of fire slams into the side of the ship, and it slowly begins to slow as you notice the crackle of the bluish lightning energy around the ship that's propelling it seems to almost flicker. And as it does so, the ship begins to slow. But the cloud sliver that you're on only seems to pick up speed as the professor yells out, "Impact!" And the cloud sliver plows straight into the hull of the other ship, smashing into it. I need you all to make another acrobatics or athletics check to see if you fly forward and lose your footing.
Granark will grab onto something.
Noticing that it's all coming up, Silver Codex, you're the only one who's almost slow to take in the scene ahead of you, and you realize too late that the ship is on a straight collision course as everyone else grabs either the side of the hull of the boat or one of the ropes sticking out. You don't brace yourself for impact, and as it does, slamming into it, you go skidding across the deck straight through to the prow of the ship, in between all of the boxes. As you crash into them, roll a perception check for me.
Will do. Perception.
As you go sliding, you can hear in your receptors, your ear receptors, as you know that your warforged bones are skidding across the wood, and you crash into one or two boxes. Splinters fall, and you wonder, where are the goods contained in these boxes? As all of a sudden, 3 other bodies also slam into the prow of the boat. The other sailors who haven't managed to hold on either. And that is where we are going to take our break.
All right.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, we are the Sky Pirates.
As the two ships collide mid-air and you all get tossed about, you go crashing into the other ship. We will be back in 15 minutes.
Are we the buddies?
Pardon?
Sorry. It's time to rob some people.
Man, Flash is gonna have a very bad day.
I'm just gonna say that's a ballista on top of that ship.
Oh, hell yeah.
It is a ballista on top of the ship, yes.
I'm going to sabotage the ballista.
What?
Right.
Oh, well, guys, see you in a bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love how you're floating over there, Stefan.
Thanks. I think I had to put myself on the map just so that I could get everybody else on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just pop myself as the ballista handler. Yeah.
Yeah, you're putting, what's the word? Mark? No.
I'm here. I'm just waiting for us to start.
Okay, good. So we're just waiting for I was gonna say Yelena. Just waiting for
Like-
Rachel and...
We are ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Cool. Right. Well, welcome back everybody again. How was your break?
Well,
Productive?
Good.
Relaxing.
Good, you're gonna need it. So, in the first half of our little epic adventure, you guys signed up for a mission to retrieve some university artifacts from Professor Moonsong, and you all met in a tavern, as you do in D&D, only to then stay the night, to be told to finish up, and hop on an airship the next morning. Kept in the dark basically about everything. You were then escorted below, shown your cabin quarters, and then given the option, to either work on the ship or take some kip. It turned out that as soon as lunch had been served, the airship encountered another airship, and the professor and his crew turned out to not be looking for artifacts, but rather of the pirate variety. As the ship rose rapidly towards the clouds above, you spotted a second airship slowly cruising out towards you, but not intended towards you. You'd plotted a course directly into its path, firing your side cannons at the ship. The magic that protected the bow of the bottom of the other ship in the prow. Only one cannon managed to impact against the side of the ship before it began to slow, when then the professor took the opportunity to ram straight into the hull of the other larger airship. And that is where we pick up now. The two ships have collided, with yours crashing into the side of the other ship, smashing into the hull. Silver Codex and two other of the crewmen sliding forward on the base of the deck into the prow. As you get up, you can see this massive hull of the ship slowly grinding past you as it comes to a halt. Grapples are fired from the crew on board the Cloud Sliver as they grapple and strain to keep the ship in place. The front mast snaps and the bigger mast on the ship bends, and you hear it creak as the other ship strains through the impact. I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
nice.
How does he roll a 0?
He's asleep.
We rolled a 0.
Oh, nope. You got a natural 20. So if you add him to the combat track, it doesn't automatically roll initiative for you. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it doesn't, does it? Okay. And they get a 16. Cool. Right, Cheryl, on 22, you're top of the round. As the two ships collide, you notice what is going on. You look about you. Roll a perception check for me.
Yep. 19.
19. You notice that the professor and all of his, let's say, henchmen are armed and wearing armor underneath, as if they were expecting all of this. As you look across and above you, you can see on the other ship people scrambling to battle stations as the person that's manning the big ballista slowly starts turning it towards you, or at least in your general direction. It is your turn.
Do we have anything that we can...
You have got whatever you have on your person on your character sheet. You also know that there's a weapons room behind you.
Gosh, let me double check my character sheet because I can't remember it. Oh, I have a witch bolt
Uh-huh.
and a dagger.
Correct.
How far away is the nearest enemy to me?
So they are... That's easy to tell. I mean, I just put in my ruler. Oh, sorry. From you to the prow of the ship is 30 foot. And then it's a climb up the hull at the moment, seeing as you're the first person to go. Or you could climb up the mast and the rigging, and you could I mean, climbing is half, isn't it? So you could... If you used all your movement this action, you could get into a position where you only need to jump to the ship at the start of your next turn.
Oh. So I wouldn't be able to really throw anything at them because they're above. So
Correct.
at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, they're at least 15 feet above you.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember what kind of weapons were in the kitchen. Was it mostly just knives and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was a peeler, a paring knife, spoons.
Yeah, I believe they're called cooking utensils, not weapons.
Weapons.
Well, you could talk to the goblin, I'm sure, or a halfling. They'll tell you otherwise.
Not this goblin.
Yeah, she will spend her turn climbing up the mast.
Okay, so you climbing, say, 15 feet up the rigging. By the end of your turn, you notice you can see people on the deck of the other ship are gathering and starting to get ready to be boarded.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Alright. That your turn?
Yeah, I don't have an action, do I? Because I'm...
No, you've...
Yeah.
Yeah, you've used all of it.
Yes. That
Alright.
is it.
Next up is our little goblin friend.
Oh,
Flash!
He is probably just freaking out right now, you know, running around in circles, kind of, just screaming to himself.
Oh no, no, no! What are we doing? What's going on? What did you make me do?
And, like, grabs his teeth, sort of speaks at them.
What have you made me do? Are we the sky pirates?
And, I don't know, kind of crouches by the pole, looking out.
Okay. And is that your action?
Yep.
Alright. In which case, then, next up we have... we have the Professor! And he pulls out a wand as he shouts out, "Avast, mateys! Ah!" And all of a sudden he changes into this burly pirate as he starts blasting firebolts into the rigging of the other ship. And his other his other men are going to move down. I'm going to keep them on the top map over here, just because you guys are on the bottom. So they move down in the rigging, and they're going to board the other ship. As everyone else on your deck as well starts to climb the ship's rigging to try and board the next one. Right. Then the next people on the other ship as well, they start moving into position 2. So that brings us, I'll move them, but that brings us up to Codex. It is your turn, Codex.
As all of this happens, something just triggers and he goes, "The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph." Draws his swords, put it in his mouth and start climbing.
Oh, your saber.
Saber, yes.
Yes. Okay, so you two are going to... What are you climbing? The
I
side?
thought I should be able to reach the hole if there's something to grab onto there. Otherwise, I'll try to climb on the mashed up sails.
If you climb up the broken sail, I won't ask you to roll an athletics check.
That's what I do then. Whatever seems simpler for him.
Okay, so you start climbing up the sail as well then. Then that leaves Granark.
Granark will say, "Well, apparently well paid for beating bodies for one day. Okay, how do I get to the other ship?"
You would need to climb the rigging, the sail rigging, or you could try climbing the hull of the ship, but it's pretty well-made wood. There are no holes, there's nothing really to grab onto. So the only way...
The one that seems easier, yeah?
Okay.
I will do that.
In which case, yes, the rigging. Alright, so you get yourself into position to board on the next turn. Which
Correct.
means it is the start of the next round, and that brings us up to Cheryl!
Oh boy. So she can see them now, ready to hit them. Oh my
Yes.
god. Which one? I assume the ones in like the blue outline are us, our allies.
So,
Yeah.
the one... No, there's quite a lot outlined in blue, actually.
Oh, like oh, the thing is under it. Oh, I have my like these ones. Oh wait, is it not? Oh, double clicking used to like.
So there's a small group of them on the other ship. Yeah, those ones are the enemy.
Oh, okay, and
Well,
these ones are people.
yeah.
Okay, that's. Which one of the people with the like out of the ones that have, I guess different tokens look more like a mage or kind of like. Do any of them look like the half elf that stands at the top that controls the elemental?
Roll a perception check for me. No, none of them look like the half elf that controls. You glance out over them and they all look like they are hired hands, bodyguards, or soldiers for mercenaries.
She's gonna go for this lady who looks kind of like a mage.
Okay.
And she's gonna use. Oh no, I don't know if I would. No, I'm not gonna use that. Oh, that's the only thing I have. She's gonna use Witch Bolt
Okay.
on her, so I think that's a concentration, and it's just like a ranged spell attack. Okay.
All right.
17.
Oh, Flash connected to the server and killed the music.
Yeah, my game broke.
First blood.
That's okay. 17 hits.
Oh, that's a bit not great. But I think I have to. Yeah, so she takes 2 points of lightning damage, and on each of my turns for the duration, I can use my action to deal like more unless I lose concentration.
Okay, so you take damage, but you deal damage as well.
I take damage.
Is that right? Is that what you've just told me?
Oh no! She takes. The lady I attack takes 2 points of lightning damage.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if I lose concentration, then I can't continue to use it. But
Yeah.
if I keep concentration next turn, I can do it again.
Cool.
Essentially,
All right. So
I'll
she
put a marker on myself.
she is damaged. So you are concentrating at the moment.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes. I would hide, but I don't think I can do that as a bonus action.
No, because you aren't really a rogue.
No.
You don't get
No.
that. In which
So that's it.
in which case it is Flash.
What do I do? What do I do? And I suppose he's going to... Run to... No, he'll stay there. Is he within... 20 or 60 feet of an enemy?
Yes, you climbed the rigging, didn't you? So you are you're within 15 feet. Between 15 and 20 feet of
Okay.
the majority of the enemies.
Can I... I don't know how ball bearings work. I'd like to throw them in the cluster of...
You throw them. You throw them, and
Yeah.
a 5-foot square, I think. They have to make dexterity saving throws or fall prone.
Okay. Can I do that from where I'm at?
I don't know.
Against
Yeah, I'd let
anyone
you. I'd let you go for a throw. You need to roll to hit, obviously.
Yeah.
And then if you, I mean, you're throwing it onto the deck. Let's call it a AC of 12. If you miss, then we'll roll a d6 for direction to see whether you throw it short or over or whatnot.
Alright, that's fair.
I'm sorry, it's a 10-foot square.
Right.
The area
It'll
of
be
effect is 10 foot, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
A dexterity check.
If they step on the ball bearings.
If they
Ooh.
are
I
in
know,
the
for throwing them.
in the area.
For a throw is a dex check, is that what it says?
Oh no, I was asking if that was what it was, because I don't know if I don't think I have them on my,
Oh,
sheet
on D&D
as
Beyond,
like
yeah. Well, either way, I
Yeah.
mean, you rolled an 18, so
Yeah.
that definitely hits. So, as you pull out a handful of ball bearings, you throw them. Where exactly, which one are you throwing them at?
How do I point somewhere?
Can you not
You can
double
do
check
a
this one?
area of effect. There you go.
Okay. Oh my god, that is large. It would probably have to go over like everyone.
Okay.
It's only 4 squares.
Only
10 foot
4
square.
squares. Okay. The ones in the corner then. I think where it gets the most people.
Let me see if I can alter that.
Would
There you go.
Would that get like 2 of the enemies?
That'll get 3 of the enemies.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes, I'm throwing it there.
Okay, so, I assume they make a dex check on their goes. Not straight away.
Probably.
It is dexterity saving throw. The DC is 10.
Yeah. Okay. And that is your turn?
Yep, that is my turn. Actually, no, I don't know if there's anywhere to hide. I can use my goblin powers to hide.
I mean, you're on the
bonus
mast
action.
in the rigging, so yeah, you could probably hide behind some of the sailcloth or behind the mast itself.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Okay. Is it automatic? You get to roll a stealth check, don't you?
Yeah, probably.
Stealth check. Let's go.
Bonus action.
Yeah, bonus action stealth check.
Yeah, very hidden.
Okay, and as you do, you almost hold on with one hand and suck your little pot belly in as you hide, and without realizing it, your leg and your bum and your head are sticking out on the other side because the pole is quite thin. Cool, that's your turn. Alright,
Yeah.
Next up then is the professor and his men. Right, and they all start leaping onto the deck, and they start attacking. There's actually more than that. I'm not going to fill it up with too many tokens just in case. So let me roll. Roll a couple. Yep, 2 natural 20s and a 12. Those ones definitely hit. As they go ploughing in, let's roll a couple of... Oh, we only got a 1. Okay. That's not too good. Alright, so the professor also pulls out his wand and he starts firing some firebolts in. Yes. Right, then next up is the other troops. And I need to make 3 dexterity checks. I'm going to roll all 3 at once. 1, 2, all 3 fail. Holy cow. So, all 3 of the ones in the area of effect slip and fall down, losing their action for the next turn. Where the next 3, they all then start swinging. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's 1 hit as well. You guys are in the rigging, aren't you? So.
Yes. We are preparing to board, I think.
Yes. As you've climbed the rigging, from the door on the side bursts out 20. Okay, and he jumps and lands on the deck. These guys run and jump and land on the deck. As the 3 of them jump and land on the deck. In amongst all the boxes, and they start wading into combat on the bottom over there. Silver Codex, it is your turn.
I'm up in the rigging. Am I able to get on board up here?
Yes. Yes, you can climb on board.
That's what I will attempt to do.
Okay. You can get on board just below there because you were climbing up the broken rigging, weren't you?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, cool. You managed to get up there with your full movement. You still got an action.
Were the people in front of me prone?
Technically they've fallen over, so they are prone on the ground. If you jump down to attack them, there's ball bearings on the floor, so you'll have to roll a dex save.
What does Silver Codex see in general when it comes up?
So, as you get up onto the deck of the ship, you look around. Roll a perception check for me, please.
Pretty good.
That's very good. So, you notice that the deck of the ship itself is actually very well kept. And as you take a look around you, you can see a 2-masted airship. The prow of the ship has got a number of guards all dressed in the same sort of armor, surcoat, and cloak. There are 3 other separate, let's call them mercenaries for now, who are dressed slightly different in lighter armor, lighter cloak. One of them doesn't have any armor on at all. As you look around, you also notice that there is a small, I'd say 10 by 15 foot housing in the middle of the ship. It's got a door on the top of the roof. There's ladders going up. There is a big ballista sitting on top with someone who's manning it, and he looks like he has just finished loading it and he's going to fire next turn. You look around the side, you can see the cargo holds closed at the back end of the ship, and underneath the elemental purple lightning ring is a door leading into another area.
I don't think he has much can do but take his saber out and I guess starting swinging.
Okay.
If I can reach him from where I am, otherwise I will jump down to the ball bearings.
Yeah, I'll give you a poke from where you are.
D&D Beyond has added proficiency to hit. Should I roll without it?
You use your proficiency. If not, just use a d20 and add your to saber. Is it a versatile weapon? Add your dex or your strength modifier?
Yeah, I can add my strength.
Okay. Yep. You good to roll a d20, that's fine.
I don't remember our special rules. Do we still get advantage when they're prone?
Yeah, you can have advantage if you want.
So 18 to hit.
Oh, you didn't even need it. The 16 was good enough. Okay. As you do, roll your damage. As you slowly lean forward after climbing up onto the vessel and looking around, you spear forward with your saber and stab the prone person. Which prone one are you going for?
I think the one that's not engaged in melee already. So the elf, female elf.
The one with the red on her?
Yeah.
The one that's been damaged by the witch bolt already. Alright, you stab her for 5 points of damage, so I think that's... she's damaged, you can definitely see she's damaged, but she's still looking quite healthy. Alright, next up is Granark.
I will also come closer and try to attack the elf.
Okay. Right, you're at the back mast of the rigging. So you were over here, which means roughly about there. So if you would have climbed the rigging, you could probably get up between these two guys.
Ah, okay. So I don't get to.
No, you'll be at the closer to the prow of the ship.
All right. Then I don't know really which of those are friends or foes.
Correct. So who are you going to attack, even though you don't know?
Oh, I don't recognize them.
You can roll a perception check if you want.
Yes, I will do that. There you go, 16.
Okay, so the ones that are standing just in front of you are friends. These ones are foes.
Okay, so the orange ones.
Yeah.
Okay. I will go. It's a little bit complicated. Can I stand there, for example?
Yeah.
Okay, I will attack the one right beneath me.
Okay, cool. Roll to hit.
Yeah. Do I subtract anything from my proficiency or anything from that roll?
No. You're fine. You're proficient. Let's keep it like that.
Right then.
Yep.
21 to hit.
Okay.
Which
so,
is
oh, 10
Sure.
points. Good shot. As you smash the club into him and he recoils. Ah! He definitely has taken damage, but he's not dead yet.
Bloodied, perhaps?
Alright. Is that your go?
Yes. Action and movement.
Cool. In which case, it's Cheryl.
She's gonna continue with her witch bolt on that lady who is prone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just damage them.
She's also damaged already as well, yeah.
Yeah, is it just
It's
you
only
can
the
use your
first-
action? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
short
Yeah,
damage.
just. I don't have to roll. Oh my god, I'm not doing great. 1 point in damage, and that's my turn.
Okay.
It's kind of sad.
Flash! It is you next.
Oh, he's panicking and looking around and sees that ballista.
How close could I get to it if I tried to move to it? And how many enemies would I have to pass?
Okay, so from the ballista you'd have to climb across the rigging 10 foot to the edge where Granark is.
Mhm.
From there you would have to go another 10 foot to past Silver Codex. And then it's another 10 foot to the base of the ladder.
Okay. Okay.
So you would need your entire movement to climb from the rigging onto the ship to the base of where the ballista is.
That sounds fine to me. I would like to do that.
Okay. Do you want me to move your token?
Yes, please.
Alright, so you come running along, moving down around the side, and then you jump down and you get to the base of the ladder.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ready to climb up.
Roll a perception check for me, please.
7.
7. Alright. You notice that the ship is made of wood. And it's polished. It's very well kept. You also notice that all of the people on the ship are dressed in the same patterns and colours. And that's about it.
Is it more polished than our ship?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh man.
Just
Feels even more bad about this now.
Just in case, Flash, I think you can use your bonus action to dash or disengage.
It's disengage with hide only,
Oh, okay.
sadly. Otherwise I would have.
Alright. Next up then is the crew of the Cloud Sliver. And the professor is going to pull out 2 other ones, and he is going to cast a spell on himself while swapping out wands, and that is his turn. He's actually going to also move down the deck of the ship so that he can start to engage the other 3 on the bottom. Okay. I am going to roll some other dice up here because it'll be a lot easier. So 1, 2, 3. So right, the Cloud Sliver crew on the bottom of the deck. 19, 14, 12. Okay, so the 3 of these guys, they surround the first one. 2 of them manage to hit. Going for the same person as well. Oh wow, double 6s, nice. Okay, right, slashing into that one, he goes down. Alright, Then the other one's on the top of the deck. Oh, a natural 1. Okay. So this one jumps down over here, and as he does, he takes a swing, but misses completely. This one over here, he managed to get a natural 20, so that is a crit. Oh, okay. The guard in front of him is looking particularly bloodied. Where's options? Conditions. There we go. Alright. Then this guard over here is going to jump down into there, and he too, he gets 2 attacks and he misses with the one, but he hits with the other. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. So he only does a little bit of damage. And then the half-elf on the helm, he doesn't do anything. But then it is the other side of the crew. Okay. Right. So there's 2 of them down on the bottom over there. They each get 2 attacks. Miss, and that's a hit. Okay. Where are my d8s? There we go. Alright, they both target the same guy. And he... is bloodied. As they move in. Right. Then up top over here. Right, those 2 guys are going to go for the one in the corner first. It's a hit and a hit. Okay, both of them plow into him. Right, he is bloodied. Then this one is going to go for him, but he gets advantage because he's flanked horribly. Oh, thankfully he does. Alright, that's not enough to kill him. And then these ones... How long does the ball bearings last? 1 turn or 2?
I have no idea.
I think they stay there.
Yeah.
So is it Dex every single turn?
Let's see.
Yes. Let me copy it into Discord.
And it's a 10, yes? So 12, 15, or 1. So 2 of them manage to pass, but only one of them falls over. So she is still over, he is over, but this one manages to stand up. Okay. And then that's most of his action getting up, but he will then draw 2 swords and take a defensive posture holding his action. The guy on the ballista, he all of a sudden turns and he aims. And he takes a shot. Ooh, I think that's just a hit. And he hits the helmsman on the other ship. He takes 5d6. 24. Okay. And as he does, the helmsman get hit. He needs to roll a concentration check. Oh, it gets a natural 20, thank goodness. Okay, so that is everyone's turn. Next up, Silver Codex, your go.
Silver will try to carefully maneuver around to behind here.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to take any opportunity attacks.
No, I'm going to say they can't, given that they're prone and you are still walking along the top of the edge of the ship.
Okay, so then I jump down here and attack the same woman again.
The one lying on the floor. You're going to hit a
Being electrocuted. I'm just seeing someone like a fish being splattering around with electricity on ball bearings.
All right. Fair enough.
Got numbers flashing on his visor, you know. Chance to hit.
Go ahead and roll. You get advantage given she's prone.
So that's a 12 to hit.
A 12 actually hits. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, that's wrong. I'm adding the two of them. That's not a 12 to hit, that's a 9 to hit.
Oh, I'm afraid a 9 misses. You need a 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Alright, then next up is Granark Twin Pines.
I will. Same thing. Great glove to one in front of me who is bloody.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I assume that hits
That definitely hits.
for 10 damage.
10. Okay. He's dead. So as you do, you swing your great axe down, bash a great club, sorry. Splatter his helmet in, and he drops dead.
As my grandfather once said, you go splat. And by the way, that took him out of the initiative. It was a really hard hit.
He gave it all that he could, right?
No, literally, it's not in the initiative tracker anymore.
Oh, for you, he's out.
Oh, okay.
Is he in?
Yes.
Alright, good. So, then that... Oh, I see what you mean. That takes us... I see what you mean. That takes us to the next round then.
It was a 16.
Yeah. Cheryl Vines.
She's gonna continue electrocuting that poor lady on the floor.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Go ahead. She's
Oh my god.
a one.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Wow.
That's my turn.
Wow. But fortunately, she's now bloodied.
Oh.
So there is that bonus. Well done.
Oh.
Okay. Do you want to move anywhere, or are you happy where you are in the rigging?
She's fine where she is.
Okay. Then next up is Flash.
He is going to scurry up that ladder
Okay.
and take out his small dagger and assume there's a rope that's holding the ballista.
There
like,
are...
bolt in
Yeah.
place.
There are ropes attaching the ballista. You can...
Can I cut through them?
As you can, yeah. What's your passive perception?
It is 11.
So as you look around, you do notice that there are like bolted holes into the ground, like rings stuck in that the ballista is strapped down to, and there are 2 holes per part of the ballista. So as you come up, the 2 wheels in the front have got 2 bolts. The back, where the guy is manning the ballista, and now he's busy reloading. You're scrambling. You haven't sneaked up, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, in which case he will notice you, but you do get to go over and cut the rope. Given the fact that the rope is obviously prone and you're cutting it, it's an auto crit. I'm not going to make you roll,
Alright.
but you will. I'm not going to make you roll to hit, but you do need to roll damage.
Alright. Where do we have it? Alright. 4.
4 plus 4 for the auto crit is 8. So you start sawing through the rope with your little dagger. and I'm gonna say you need 10 hit points of damage to cut through it. But you've
Alright.
managed to, it's got a thread left on the one.
Alright.
Alright, so let's move you up to there, Flash. Anything else?
I think that's it for now. I don't think I can use anything else.
Okay. Right. In which case, it is the Professor and his goons. And this time, let us... Right, roll for the ones on the bottom of the deck first. Oh, that's awful rolling. Well, they all miss. Okay. The ones on the top of the deck. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's some good rolls. Oh, that's a natural 1, but that's a 19 as well. Okay. So. Okay. He is bloodied as he gets hit by this one over here. He's going to move across. He's not going to get flanked. Mind you, he's got his mate there, doesn't he? So he will jump down and he'll flank this guy in the orange over there. I've already rolled, haven't I? Okay. And then he was the guy who got natural 1. Okay. Then the Professor pulls out one of his other wands, and Rachel, your character, as you look down and you can see him moving, you notice that he's almost moving blurry as he's moving around. You can't quite pinpoint exactly where he is, but he's pulling out a wand and casting spells, one on himself, one on the people in front of him. The one in front of him, you all of a sudden realizes he casts Firebolt on... Oh, that's a natural 1. Oh, that's a natural 1. And as he does, he casts a Firebolt and it smashes into the crates in the prow of the ship on the base over there. One of them bursts into flame. Okay. That is their turn. Next up then. Ball bearings. Oh, both of them managed to save. So, they both get up. Right. But she is going to spend her turn getting up. This one gets a 16, so he's fine as well. He moves out of the area, and then he gets to attack a natural 20 and a natural 1. Alright, so he's going for that one. Right. As you look around, you notice that this guard gets bloodied over there. These two are going to go for that guard over there first. That's 1 hit. 2, 3 hits. Okay. And as they both lay in, this one then moves forward over there. So that is their turn. The one with the ballista... Flash, he notices you, but instead of doing anything, he proceeds to reload the crossbow and he starts to manually aim it again. That is their turn. Silver Codex, it is now your go.
I think I will just continue going after her.
Okay.
Is she still prone, or did she stand up?
She stood up now. She's no longer prone.
Good. Then I will do a normal roll. And miss.
Oh, that is a miss. I'm sorry. Okay.
And then I will try to move towards the back.
The back of the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. She She stood up, so she will still get a reaction. But fortunately for you, she's a wand slinger, but the only thing, she can't draw her dagger and attack you, so she watches you retreat. But she pulls a wand from beneath her coat. Okay, in which case it's Granark Pines! Twin Pines!
I will attack the one blooded right in front of me.
Okay, the bloodied one. Oh, they all look
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, they all look bloodied now. Jeez, like.
Wait. One sec. Oh, I got scared for a moment. I thought there were 3 enemies. That one.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think that hits.
No, that's a miss, I'm afraid.
That's me.
Okay. Then top of the round, Cheryl.
I'm gonna try and use my wishbone again. I'm just hoping that I don't roll a 1 this time.
Go on, Cheryl.
Oh,
a
that's way better.
Nice. And as you do, you sort of see her flinch, and she cries out in pain. She's still standing though, but that's finally good damage.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
All right then.
I'm
Next
happy.
up, the Flash.
The Flash is gonna finish the job and cut that rope.
Okay. Roll. Well, you get D4 plus 3, don't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, you cut
it's gonna-
through it, no problem.
yeah.
There is another one. I take it you move
But-
over to the next one as well.
Yes.
All right. So is your plan to cut through the next rope next turn?
I would like to decommission the ballista.
Okay. Cool. So you slice through the first one, moving just like a foot to your left, cut through the second one, put the blade to the rope holding it, and you start sawing away. It is the crew of the Cloud Sliver, and the ones on the bottom. Oh, that's 2 2s and a 16. That's terrible. Okay. Oh, he gets an 8 though. Alright, but then the others get to go for them, and they're both going to target their attacks on the same person. Those are 2 misses. Oh, and those are 2 hits. Okay. Okay, that's good. Right, that one's dead. No longer around. Right. He is going to... the professor uses his wand and he casts a spell on himself, and as he does, he jumps. And he lands right on the rigging in one jump right next to you, Cheryl. And then pulls out another wand as he tucks the other one away. Granark. Right. This one, the elf in front of you, is going to attack you. He gets a 2 and an 8.
Both fail.
Okay. The other one next to him is going to attack the other dude in front of him. Oh, that's a 14 and a natural 20. Well, that's much better. 7, 13, plus 8, 21. Okay. Yep. That dude is dead. Right, that guy's going to attack that one. That's 1 hit. It's only 2 points. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Right, and then it's their turn as well. is going to move into there, so 5 and a 10 is a miss. 4 and an 18 is a hit though. Okay. Right, he's still standing. I did the guys on the bottom, I did the professor, so the last one is with the ballista. Okay. And he's finished loading his ballista and now he's going to aim it, which brings us to Silver Codex. It is your turn, sir.
Continue to see if I can get up to the rudder area.
Okay.
See if there's anyone up there.
Right, so as you move closer towards the door, as you move closer to that area, you notice that there is a door just directly beneath it.
Okay, then we'll go for the door.
Okay, the door is unlocked. And as you open it, let me reveal. Right. As the door opens, it opens into a room, and the room is covered with pulleys and ropes hanging from the ceiling, winches and everything going down. You look into the bottom, the ground, there is a cage in the ground opening down below the ship, and as you glance down, you actually can see into the bottom section over there. The ropes and the pulleys seem to look down further. You can see 2 ladders going down, and at the bottom of the ship, it looks like a room filled with the bodies of Warforged. Many of them are lying at odd angles. They're lying down, unmoving. Some of them are missing parts. Some of them are completely ruined, but from where you're standing, you can't tell if any of them are alive or not. Let's put you in over there.
I'm finding this deeply disturbing, and don't really know what to do with the information, so I think that's all he will do this turn, and feeling a bit stunned.
Okay. Cool. In which case, next is Mr. Twin Pines, Granark.
I will try to finish the one right below me.
Okay.
12, I think, hits.
Oh no, he's got armor and all on. 12 misses, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Yes, most likely.
I will. How far is the deck of my own ship?
It's about 15 feet below you if you were to jump straight onto the deck. However, directly below you, you've got one of your crew member busy fighting others. So, I mean, technically, he's 10 feet below. You could use him to cushion your fall, and you wouldn't take falling damage. But I would probably make you roll an athletics or an acrobatics check to make sure you hit him.
Alright. Will that trigger an attack of opportunity from the guy in front of me?
You know, I'm going to say no, because when you've got things like push spells or you're forced out of an area, you don't provoke an attack of opportunity. It's when you're running away and moving, what you're doing is you're literally taking one step and then you're dropping out of sight. So I'm going to say no, it won't.
I will do yes that.
Okay.
I don't like my odds here.
Roll your acrobatics or athletics check, please. As
Come
you
on,
step
come on.
off the edge of the ship.
There you go. Natural 20.
Wow. Right. Why don't you describe for us exactly how you land onto your crew member below?
Can I ask
Splitting his neck.
instead of landing in my crew member, I aim it just to fall over one of the bad guys? Or good.
Yeah, there is that. Okay, yeah, I'll give that to you. There is the woman with this one over here, the drow. As you step off and fall, you almost recognize the woman who's not part of your crew, and using your weight, you just shift your balance a little bit, and as you do, you drop, bringing your hands down with your club in hand, landing on top of her. Bang!
I say, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Incoming! You rolled a natural 20 on your athletics, so let's see. She rolled a natural 1. Okay. As you do, you land directly on top of her. Why don't you roll a d6 for the damage, please?
Sure. That's a 3.
So, she takes 3 points of damage and she gets knocked prone as she falls to the ground.
Nice.
Alright. And you don't take any. Lucky man. Is that your go?
Yes.
Alright. Cheryl, top of the round, you'll go. As you see this half-orc who just steps off the edge of the boat above you and disappears from sight, crash landing on top of one of the enemies below.
It's just gotta shake her head. It will be a wonder if we live. And she'll just channel more into her witch bolt.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
Yes.
Oh,
There you go.
God.
Oh, nice one. And that, coupled with the previous damage, all of a sudden she starts to convulse as, boom, you hear a cry, and she is dead. Well done, you murdered another one.
Nice redemption.
After that, she'll just pull her dagger and look around for her next target, I guess.
Okay. Cool. That brings us to Flash.
Hell yeah. Going for that next rope. Hoping to not roll as poorly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your crit.
Yes!
Wow.
And that rope is broken.
As you do, you slice right through that rope. Alright. And with the tossing and turning, almost immediately, you notice the ballista starting to slowly move with the angle that the ship is at. You've still got some movement.
Alright, I would like to disengage from him and hop down.
Okay. So, as you slice it, noticing the ballista starts moving, you just jump off the edge of the little room and down onto the deck. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright. In which case then, it is the crew of the Cloud Sliver first. And, right. These two on the deck are going to go for... The one guy's going to take advantage of the girl that you've just landed on. With advantage, he definitely hits with a 17. Alright. Okay, and coupled with the damage that you've done, she is now bloodied. Right. From here, the captain, the professor, is going to cast Firebolt, and he is going to... I think he'll... Yeah. Alright, so he's going to target the one that's been bloodied on the top deck over there. Alright. He takes damage, but he's still standing. This guard over here is flanked. He gets 17 though. And as he does, she becomes bloodied as well. Right, this guy is going to take a shot with the... Oh wait, it's not his turn yet. That's everyone on their turn. Now it's their turn. So, the ballista is going to go for... He's going to roll at disadvantage. and he misses. Then these two are going to go for the other guard. That's a miss. And these two guards are going to step off and drop down there. And as they do, they are actually going to drop and try and attack the guy below them. The 3, that's a miss. But a 12 for that guy is actually a hit. However, they both take falling damage. And the guy that misses actually hits the deck and he dies as he lands, trying to kill the other one. But the other one, he survives. He only takes 3 points, so he's still up. But as he lands, he hits the other guy, and that one is now bloodied and flanked. And those two have already had their turns. Okay. That brings us to Silver Codex.
Getting some sort of composure back, he screams down, "Anyone down there alive?" And then starts to get access. So was this bar something you could open easily, it looks like, or does it look completely locked?
Do you mean the cage in the floor?
Yeah.
You could easily lift it yourself, yes.
So he will try to kind of put it solidly open, like keep it open.
Okay.
Using chain or something if he needs to.
And what are you trying to do?
To keep the cage open.
Okay.
Or is it already so you could walk down without any hindrance?
I mean, you can... The ladder at the back of the room that you're in, you can climb down it without having to open the cage. There is a gap.
Okay, then I would go there.
Okay.
And start descending.
Alright, so you make it around there, and then I'll say you manage to get down to this level here. As you climb down, you cannot get to the ladder on the other side. You have to go all the way down to the bottom first.
Okay.
So I'm going to put you down to about there then. Yeah?
Sounds good.
Alright. And then that's your turn?
Yes.
Which brings us to Granark Twin Pines.
Alrighty. Any of these, the elf or the drow, are flanked by me?
Yeah, there is one guy that is flanked, and he's this one over here.
Alright, I will go for that one.
Okay. In fact, the girl that you landed on as well is flanked too, because he's part of... Yeah, both of them are flanked.
Alright, then I will go for the girl.
Okay.
So that's at advantage, am I correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, 22?
That definitely hits.
4 little damage, I'm afraid. 4.
Oh, okay. She's looking hurt, I mean she's bloodied, and you've just done a bit more damage to her, but she's still standing. Is that your turn?
I laugh at the guy who died falling down.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Then that brings us to the top of the round with Cheryl Fiennes.
Oh boy. I'm trying to think what to do because I don't. Do we have allies on the enemy ship?
Yes.
Okay, that's alright then. She will make her way over to the enemy ship.
Okay. So from where you are,
Yeah.
you are basically over here on the rigging.
Yes.
So you could climb across using half your movement to get onto the deck of the enemy ship.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that. So that'll put me about there.
Uh-huh.
don't know where our allies are, but she's gonna go for this orc lady.
Yeah, she's bloodied.
Yeah, she'll go and stab her.
Oh, you're getting into combat. Holy cow. Hand to hand. Okay.
I feel like I might regret it, but we'll see, I guess. Yes, I'll
Go ahead and roll.
I'm gonna regret it. A 10.
Oh, a 10 misses, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
That's okay. You know, sticking with a pointy end, you're good.
That's it for me.
Okay, then that brings us to Flash.
I don't know what to do now. Can't help you. I'll fall down on the ball bearing. But walk around it. Okay, I'll try and inch around the ball bearings and sort of attempt to distract this goblin orc.
Okay.
Somehow.
Inching around, I mean, you're moving through, the ship is moving, the ball bearings are covering quite a bit of an area.
Alright.
I'll ask you to roll with advantage though.
That's fine. Does it?
Alright, yeah, you make it through, no problem. As you manage to inch away past all the ball bearings on the floor, you get in position almost behind the other orc.
Yeah, I just try and distract her. I don't know.
So you're not looking to attack?
I can unarmed strike.
You can do if you want.
Sure, I'll try that.
A 4 is gonna miss, even with the flanking bonus. Okay, as you make your way around, you just try and give her a slap over the back of the head, but you manage to miss.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, next up then is everyone on the cloud sliver. And the guard that is standing over here is going to attack on the enemy deck, the orc in front of him. Seeing as he gets a flanking bonus as well, he's going to use his 2 attacks. Oh, okay, he gets a 2 and a natural 1. So, that doesn't work out at all. Right, the one guy on the bottom, they all get flanking attacks actually. So, okay, well he manages to hit. He does 2 points, so that guy's awake. He is going to go for... That's a miss. And then the professor is going to go... Right, and the professor... the professor misses as well. Okay, that brings all of...
My god.
I know, I'm very badly, aren't I? Right.
What are we? Stormtroopers?
Can't hit things standing still.
Yep.
Right. The other team, let's start with the guys on the cloud sliver. Oh, he gets 2 18s. So, that's definitely 2 hits. Even without the flanking bonus. Okay. And as he does, he cuts that one down and he moves in closer. Then these 2... she is going to go for you, Granark. As she... Wait, she was prone last round, wasn't she? So she has to get up this round. She doesn't get an attack, but the other guy does, and he's going to go for the dude in front of him. And that is a miss with his first, but that is a hit. Okay, so he hits the guy in front of him. Still standing. Let's move on to the deck where Flash and Sharn are. And the half-orc who's currently being surrounded, she is going to go for the guard in front of her. She hasn't been hit by either of you, so she's not going to bother with you. So she's going to use her 2 attacks, and one actually hits. Okay, 4 plus 8, and then the other guard is going to use his 2 attacks to go for the other guard. Wow, 15 and a 1. Okay. Right. Okay, and this guy is going to move to try and secure the ballista again as he starts to reload. Next up then is Silver Codex.
Codex will start investigating some bodies.
Okay, roll a perception check for me, please.
Perception. Oh.
A 3. Okay. So. Let me just find it quickly. So, looking around, you can see about 24 intimidating-looking Warforged scattered around the room, lying on top of each other. Roll a medicine or an arcana check for me, please.
I will roll the Arcana, but I think it should be -2 if I'm to roll according to the other one.
Well, then you got a 17 in any event. So, as you're looking around at them, you can definitely tell that none of them are alive. In fact, with a roll like that, you're 100% certain that none of these Warforged were actually ever activated yet. Alright, that's your go?
If I still have movement, I want to move, but otherwise...
You still have movement.
I want to move up again to the level I came from.
Okay, so you're going to move right to the top of the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put you up to there, yeah? Alrighty. Then next up, Granark Twin Pines.
Alrighty. Again, to the elf or drow. I think it's a drow. Yeah, to the drow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that hits for 7 damage.
7 points of damage. Okay. And with that, she is dead. Nice.
Alright. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, then next up, Cheryl Fiennes.
She's gonna try and stab that orc again.
Go on then. Do your
She'll
worst.
just.
Oh, that definitely hits with a 21. Look at you.
Hell yeah.
As you stab your dagger forward and you stick her in the side, she almost winces and hisses at you as she looks up surprised at your skinny, lithe form managing to actually draw blood. And she says, "You're next." Is that your turn?
Yeah, she'll just stare at her disbelievingly.
Flash, it is your turn.
He will reluctantly take his dagger finally and try and hit the orc.
Mm-hmm. You whip out your dagger as you swing your blade forward in front of you. And you roll 19. Natural 19 is a hit. Good job. 5 points of damage. And as you do, you stick it in her. She's like, turns around and looks at you, and she's like, you are next too. But she's still standing. She looks like she's on her last legs. She got two
Alright.
daggers sticking out of her. You've both targeted one of her kidneys. No more drinking for her.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Probably a good thing.
Next up then, the crew of the Cloud Sliver. And there is one guy down below in front of the Professor who is going to attack. Okay. Finally, he manages to get a 16, so that's a hit. That's 2, that's 4. Okay, so the elf in front of him is looking very, very bad now. But that is his turn. Next up then is the guard that is caught in the middle, and seeing what happened, he is going to go for the orc. And I'm afraid that's 2 hits, guys. Oh, 16 points of damage. Okay. As he swings his first sword, it takes her while she's watching you just below the armpit, and then as she's like, she turns her head to look at the guard, and he just smacks his second sword, taking her in the side of the collarbone, cleaving into her chest, and he pulls it out as she drops to the floor, unmoving. He looks at the both of you, and he's like, "Good job, eh?" Alright. And then it is our boy, the Professor. I desperately want to get him to cast a better spell, but I guess he's just going to have to use Magic Missile, isn't he? But he'll cast it at 3rd level. So that's 6 or 5 bolts.
5.
It's 5, isn't it? So he is going to fire that at the guy on the deck in front of him, who came dropping down from above. Okay.
Five d4 plus 5.
1, 1, 4 is 6. 5 is 11, 16 points. Okay. Ooh, okay. That guard is really looking severely bad as 5 magic missile bolts fly out and start hitting him in almost like Gatling gun style. Alright, that is all of their goes. Then next up is the other crew, and we'll start with the elf in front of Granark, and he's going to go for the chap in front of him. And a 19 and an 18 will do. Okay, and he took damage last time, so this guy is now bloodied. He's going to move in even closer. He can't go for him because he's in the rigging, so he is going to attack him. A 13, 14 plus 2 is a 15, and a 16, that's also 2 hits. Okay, he too is on his nearly last legs. Then this guard, yep, he makes his dex, so he is going to swing at the guard in front of him. Ooh, okay. And he takes 15 points of damage. This guy's also looking very bad. Then finally, the guy on top of the ballista, he manages to secure one of the pins, and the ballista seems as if it's now stable, and he carries on finishing the reload. That is his turn. Silver Codex. It is your turn, sir.
I will move out. And I think I can get somewhere around there in my movement, and would like to move up as my action if I can to up here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my turn.
Yeah, so you're going to move up. Okay. Are you trying to move silently, or are you just trying to get there in haste?
No, just up there and intimidate him. Be in his space.
Roll an intimidation check then for me.
Oh, that will be extremely... Oh, you rolled well.
Oh yeah, wow, you rolled really well. Good thing too. Okay, so he is definitely intimidated. We'll come to that on his next turn as his eyes open widely in horror and he sees you coming from the hold of his own ship. Hold on. You don't look like a Warforged, do you?
No, I look like a human-ish
Yeah. Okay.
type of thing.
So he's intimidated, particularly by the way that you're moving. Okay. Next up is Granark, Twin Pans.
Pretty easy to guess. Hit the one in front of me.
Oh,
34.
right.
I assume that hits.
Oh, that definitely hits.
For 7 damage.
Okay, and with the 7 damage, you manage to fell yet another one. As you move forward, you have now got allies with you in front of you. I'm going to move this guy up here, so we know that he's actually flying or climbed the rigging.
Question, can I use my movement to go there?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, you can. As you
I will do
clamber
that.
over the boxes and you move to flank the other guy, no problem.
I will try to distract him so the other has advantage.
Okay, cool. Cheryl Fiennes.
Oh yeah, that's me. She's going to look at Flash. She'll take a look and see where the others are, and then she'll look at the ballista.
Mm-hmm.
And see he's like reloading it, or almost finished reloading.
So he's just secured what the damage that Flash has done, and as he does, he gets up to start finishing reloading, and you see your companion Silver Codex climb on, and as he does, he stands up and turns around, and he's just staring at this burly, bulky guy with his mouth agape, 100% intimidated as he's like, it looks like he's about to shit his pants.
Would she be able to sneak up? Well, not sneak, but like walk up behind him while he's intimidated and stuff.
I mean, let's see.
I don't know if there is.
Yeah, it's like 25 feet to the ladder around the side without the ball bearings, so you would have to move, because he's on a raised platform and there's a ladder, so you could move around to there using 25 feet and then maybe climb on top, and that would be your full movement. So yeah, you could get there with your full movement.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
And then for your action,
if the guy's within 5 feet of her, she will use the distraction to stab him in the back.
Honorable. I like it. Okay.
Hell yeah.
You're stabbing Stefan.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. A 15 hits. That's a very good hit. Oh, 6 points. Okay. And this is the first time he's taken damage, by the way.
Oh.
So, as he's staring at Silver Codex coming up, you sort of sneak up and just stab at him. Yeah, the horror on his face looks even worse.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Alright, is that your go?
That is my turn, yeah.
Next up then is Flash.
He's gonna back up. And if he sees the person at the ballista, he's gonna throw a dart.
Go ahead. Ooh,
22.
That definitely hits. 5 points, so that's 11 altogether. The guy's looking not so healthy. In fact, he is now bloodied.
Oh.
Okay, good job. Right.
One dart down.
That's your turn, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, in which case then it is the owners of the Cloud Sliver next. And the guy on the bottom of the deck remaining on the Cloud Sliver is going to attack the guard in front of him. Oh, that's going to miss with a 10 and an 11. The guard on the top of the deck is going to attack the other guard over there. Oh, and that's going to miss with an 8 and a 3. Okay. The professor, he is going to drop down to the deck, climb down to the deck, and he is going to try and firebolt the other guy, but he gets a 6, so that's a miss as well. Okay. Then next up is the other chaps. The guard facing the other guy in front, he is going to 18 and a 17 is 2 hits. Granark, the chap in front of you, as he does, oh mate, he cuts down, swings once, then twice, taking out the other one, and he turns to face you afterwards. Ah! The guard on the top saves from the ball bearings, and he gets a 19 and a 2, which means he hits the other guy as well. Okay, he is now bloodied. Oh, he's already bloodied, which means... Okay. And he moves out over there. This one... he is going to use his action. He's actually going to finish the ballista, and he's going to take a shot at the chap on the other deck. Despite his fear, oh my goodness, and he manages to get a natural 20. Okay. 6, 12, 18, 21, 22. 6 times 6 is 36. 41, 42, 43, 46 points of damage as the ballista actually flies across and takes out the helmsman on the other side. Out the corner of your eyes, you notice the joyful look on his face as the ballista pierces through the helmsman on the Quicksilver. And as it does, all of a sudden you notice that the Quicksilver begins to shudder as the fire where the elemental controlling the airship itself begins to quiver and flare. And the Quicksilver itself... Granark, roll a perception check for me, please.
Who should roll?
Granark.
Granark.
Yeah. It's an 18.
You're standing there, and as you see the guard kill the person in front of you, out the corner of your eye, you notice this ballista bolt come flying through on the deck, completely missing the professor as he descends onto the bottom, who doesn't notice it, but you watch it as it pierces through the helmsman, and as soon as the helmsman dies, the flames powering this airship all of a sudden start to quiver and almost get brighter and start to flare. And from what the guys have told you, you all of a sudden realize that the fire elemental has not got a master anymore at all, and it is free to do whatever it wants. Silver Codex, it is your turn.
There is another guard that was from our boat, right? On here.
No, he's just been killed.
Okay, so this one is from the enemies.
Correct.
No, I think I want to try to subdue this guy by just grappling him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a strength check for me. Or, yeah. Strength or athletics, I guess.
Yeah. It's a competition, I guess. But
okay. Right. So, he manages to get an 8, and as you reach for him to grapple him, he manages to duck out of the way and easily evades your capture. Anything else?
no, that's good.
Okay, in which case, that falls to Granark. After noticing the quivering elemental ring, it is your turn.
So a little poop falls from his trousers.
Mm-hmm.
Looks at the mage.
Mm-hmm.
The house died. The mage died. He panics. And just uses his action to disengage, I guess, and climbs the net to get up there to the other ship.
Okay, so you're going to use your action to disengage and your movement to climb up the rigging to get to the top. You will not be able to climb onto the ship, but you can get to the top of the rigging and try and get on for the next round.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. In which case, that brings us to the next round, and that's Cheryl.
So she probably hasn't noticed that our helmsman is dead, so she's going to continue stabbing the ballista man.
Okay. Off you go.
Oh boy.
Technically, he's had to move there to fire, so you get a flanking bonus.
I think I might miss even with the flanking bonus.
So you get +2, and that's a 10. That is a hit.
Oh, I thought you'd have a bit more.
He's not wearing any armor at all.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, I got...
Oh, okay. With 6, that means he's on his last legs. He took 11 the last time and was bloodied, and now he's taken 6. He's on 17. That means as the dagger sinks in, he looks at you in shock. Is he almost like, oh dear. And you withdraw the dagger. Confusion on his face. And is that your go?
Yeah, that is her go. I don't think I have anything that's a bonus action. No.
Okay, in which case, it is Flash.
Gonna run over and try and shove this guard back onto the ball bearings to make him fall.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a strength check.
Hell yeah. 10.
Nice.
Okay.
He didn't see you coming.
No.
He did not see you coming. As he does, he rolls and falls. He steps back onto the ball bearings. But he rolls an 11. So he manages to keep his grip. So he manages to keep up. But you have shoved him back. Whereabouts do you want him?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Is that your turn?
But he's gonna run over there.
And you're going to run away. Okay.
Yep.
Right, then next up is well, the professor, I guess. He is going to step around and he is going to pull out a rapier and he is going to engage. That is a miss. The guard is going to attack the professor, and that is also a miss. Then this guard is going to move, and he manages to slip and fall prone. Alright. And then this one on the ballista, he is going to use a dagger and he is going to try and attack. It's going to have to be Cheryl, given that you've just critically wounded him.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
No.
He gets a natural 20.
I can safely say that I'm probably dead.
So, you take 4 from the dagger for the crit and 2. That means you take 6 points of damage as he leans and stabs you in the shoulder with a dagger and pulls it out and yanks half of your shoulder, slices it open. A look of triumph on his face as he realizes, critically wounded you. That is
He'll
his...
just point over his shoulder towards the very scary Warforged. That doesn't look like a Warforged.
The very scary companion, whose turn it is now.
Silver says you should watch your flank and start shopping in his back.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
That definitely hits him with the +2 for flanking. As you swing your saber at him, he's literally on 3 hit points.
He's gone.
As you run your sword through his back, the look of triumph changes to a look of confusion. And he's almost like, oh no! And you withdraw the sword and he drops to the ground. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Alright. Then next up, Granark. Granark Twin Pines.
Alright. Looking that there is only one enemy left alive in the deck. Granark says, much better. And jumps on the deck. Looks at the one prone with the Belberines.
Yeah.
And hit is with his glove. There you go.
And that is with
19.
19 definitely hits him.
Because it's prone, yeah.
Yes, correct.
So that's 5 damage.
5 points of damage, okay. And he's lying prone. He's definitely taken a lot of damage. Well, mind you, he's taken enough damage that he's bloodied, and he's prone. At least he's bloodied now. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Then that brings us to Cheryl.
Oh boy. Wait, that guy that Granark's attacking is bloodied, yeah?
Yes.
She's gonna throw her dagger at him.
Oh, okay.
Because she's not feeling too good. Where is it? It's the same for, prone.
There you go.
As you pull your hand back with your dagger and you throw and let loose, the dagger manages to fly across. He's prone, you even have advantage, but you don't need it because the dagger sinks right in between the plates of scale mail that he's wearing and embed themselves into him. Roll your additional damage.
Yeah, it's usually 1d4, right, for a dagger. Oh, I think it's automatically, yeah.
Yes.
Did you roll 2d4?
Yeah.
The first one was a 4 though.
Yeah, so you get max plus the first one, so that's 4 plus 8 plus you get 2, yeah? So that's 10 points of damage, which is max.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Okay. As the dagger goes flying across, embedding in him, you see the look of shock on his face, Granark, as he gets hit by you on the ground. This dagger just sinks into him, basically into his back and his neck, as he's like falls over backwards onto the ball bearings. That is the end of him.
As he falls, and they say I'm the scary one.
Flash, it is your turn.
He looks very disappointed with the mess that's gone on, and he's going to very sadly waltz up to the ball bearings and start picking them up.
Alright, so as you do, you pull out your little pouch to put your ball bearings in. You grab a couple of them. Roll a perception check for me.
The 16.
Okay. The ship has stopped moving completely. Whereas the other elemental ship was slowly moving and rocking, all of a sudden now there's no more force pushing into this one. And all of a sudden you start to feel the vibration that's taking place almost from the bowels of the ship. As it becomes the professor's next turn and he's engaged in combat, you turn and you notice the elemental ring of fire all of a sudden flare, and then you hear a thwomp boom from the below decks of the other ship, as all of a sudden when you look across, all you can see is the mast on the side. Granark, from you hear a thump, an explosion, a muffled explosion, coming from about 30 feet below you, realizing it's actually from the cloud sliver. And as both Silver Codex and Cheryl, you turn to look at the cloud sliver, you see the fire elemental ring almost begin to wink out. And then the ship begins to break apart and crack. You hear the splitting of wood. And then the professor, you hear him, no! From 30 feet below you, you hear an almighty scream as slowly the half of the deck starts to break apart. The ship below you begins to descend from view. As combat on the deck where you are is stopped, you pick up your ball bearings off the ground and you hear this commotion over the side, and you all stand to peer as you see the professor slowly disappearing, looking up at you, almost scrabbling like a drowning person trying to get to the top of the water. The soldier next to him, panicking, looking around, almost as if trying to find something that he can use to jump off this ship that's falling out of the sky. The cloud sliver breaks in half and begins to fall to the ground far below, as a look of abject horror on Professor Moonsong's face is the last thing that you see as it slips below the clouds. Gone.
Oh my god.
Nice work, guys. Well,
At least we're still alive, I suppose.
We have a ship.
we still have to do what the professor wanted for. Oh yeah.
The last thing you
Yes.
notice as you're looking around is the final person who'd been hiding just in the rigging. Dorius Till comes clambering over the edge of the rigging from the other side, and he looks around. Phew, that was close. That's hopefully Anders' character's voice next week.
Too close.
And on that
This-
note, I think we'll end the session.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So, Well done on your first session with Eberron. You managed to join a pirate crew, crash into another ship, kill everybody on board as level 0 characters, and then let the crew of the ship you've just taken over kill the House Lyranda commander, the elemental commander, and watch the elemental take vengeance and explode the ship from within.
Well done, Elemental. You
Well
go.
done, Elemental, indeed.
Yeah.
And then,
Freedom.
of course, watching
Exactly.
your employer disappear below the clouds, 50 kilometers below you.
Man.
How are we
Flash
gonna-
really wants. Flash is thinking about going into the back into the trench again. I think he's had a full day. Everybody died. I'm not sure how this is even possible. The bad guys, the good guys, whichever was which.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On the good end, we got ourselves a ship
Yeah.
full of Warforged corpses, but
And the elemental escaped, I guess.
Hey, he's having a good time.
Yeah.
good for him.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, the
he's
elemental's gone down with the other ship, so, you know.
I'm sure
they
it will
float?
be fine. Can they
It-
fly?
Well, you've never really met an elemental before, so you wouldn't know, would you?
Hmm.
Mm.
No.
We choose to
But-
believe they fly.
Yeah.
Yep.
True. But they must have some sort of flying powers, particularly given that they can keep an airship afloat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I will leave it to the artificer Dorius for next time to get all the Warforged alive.
Oh, we can have a Warforged crew.
Yeah, to finish whatever mission we have no direction for anymore.
It's time to set sail off into the.
I see. Yeah. No stolen ship. We'll go
Yeah.
on an adventure.
Yes,
Yes, you could do.
with our crew of Warforged.
Yeah, that we just saved.
Yeah.
Are you guys in for a full Warforged crew in our Eberron run? Because I'm all for that.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
The most awkward party ever.
Yep.
I mean,
There would be no in-character conversations.
we are already halfway there, so.
Could you just imagine the roleplay that comes with that?
Oh my god,
That would be like zero.
I mean,
I'm loving it
there'd be
already.
no talk around the dinner table.
No.
Which dinner table? We don't need.
Exactly.
True.
Oh,
Did-
man.
Did you guys read the flaws and personality traits of Silver Codex?
Yes.
I
Yes.
saw some of it.
I love them. So yeah, one of us can be Cortana, the other one can be Sairi. Who others? I don't know much of AIs.
Eventually, you probably want to be Black Box or something.
Yeah.
That would be so. Could you imagine? That would be so funny. One of you could be like iOS, Android.
Look, you don't need me. You don't need to push me too hard to convince me of this. I really love it.
I'm only take written commands.
Mhm.
All right. So, next couple of adventures, you're all going to be Warforged.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh man.
That would be very
Uh,
interesting.
It will be a pickle for you, Stefan, to be honest. How do you handle that?
I've got a couple of ideas really, because the Warforged, if you are looking at post the morning after the, let's say, nuclear blast, most of them are now free to do what they want. So you could either be employed as gods, or you could be fine looking for upgrades. Depending on what you guys are into, I can create something around it. I mean, my current ideas wouldn't work, so you know, there is that.
What would be awesome is a gang of Warforged and an Artificer that has as his mission to just upgrade everyone.
That would be quite cool as well.
Sure.
Or the Artificer who's an armorer and he thinks he's a Warforged.
He's the Warforged that he is. But he has to sneak some food every now and again.
Yeah. That would be quite a cool campaign as well. Oh yeah, no, I would make sure that, you know, you guys are looking to maybe one of your group or is trying to emancipate the other. No, the best one would be the Lord of Blades trying to recruit you into his clan, and then sending you out on other missions. You could do something like that as well.
Very good.
Oh yeah, the Lord of Blades can work both as a warlock patron and as a deity. Now that I think about it.
Or just as an evil bastard trying to get revenge on everyone else who's not a Warforged.
That is true.
Sending out worldwide system updates every now and again, leveling up the characters.
That's
going
right.
From iOS 1.0 to 2.0.
Yeah, well,
all the way to 20.
We won't call him Lord of Blades, we'll call him Skynet.
Yes.
That's right. Or at least the group is called the Skynet. That would make
We are bored.
Yeah. You could all be Terminators and go back in time.
Man.
Oh my god. So many options.
Yeah. I do admit though, the airships I really love. I had to try and make this one that you're on now from scratch. The other one I borrowed the decking and stuff, but this one over here I made myself.
Oh my god, I don't believe you. So that the ballista was on purpose, of course.
The ballista was on purpose, yes.
To be fair, it does look nicer than the one we were on previously.
It is supposed to be, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so the next episode you'll obviously have a look and you'll find out who it actually belongs to.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
That sounds ominous.
Can't believe it feels like we've derailed the whole story like already.
I think like we already won. The job was flawlessly done.
I feel like we didn't do what our employer wanted us to do, but we did exactly what our DM wanted us to do.
Yep.
The thing is, who cares what our employer wants us to do? He's dead.
Yeah.
Yep, you waved bye-bye as he disappeared and fell to the ground. And none of you have even mourned his loss, you just chuckled as he went down.
Granark barely remembers his name.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Karmic justice.
However, you did lose your pal from the pub.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah.
The one that fancied Granark.
Yeah.
Shame.
Sorry,
big shame.
Granark. Yeah.
honestly, I don't care either.
Oh.
I still have my card with me. That's all that matters.
Fair enough. That's all that matters. Yeah. Right, well, let's quickly say goodbye to... Well, now we've got 2 people on Twitch, so... Thanks, everybody.
I always forget that we are being recorded, but I suppose that's for the best.